Oh, gosh. Yeah, my people, welcome, welcome, welcome. I can see you. I see you arrived. Welcome, welcome, guys. Thanks for joining me this wonderful morning. Who do we have here? How are you? Clark Ayazu. What's up? Yeah, my people. Zubai. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Always, always, always. Always on time, guys. Let's wait for some people. Oh, they've even started. Okay. Oh. I hope you people are ready for this, because it's not going to be 1 week, 2 weeks, something. No. It's going to take long. It's a long drawn out war. Don't finish all your bullets once. Don't go and finish your ammunition once. So I'm warning you. I'm warning you. Now you go tire. Now you go tire. Guys, I'm trying to send this thing to some people. Oh, we have an animal already. Okay. Let me send you to the zoo now. My people, welcome. We fear no one. No. You see that debate? They must host it by force. They must host that debate by force. They must host that debate by force, whether they like it or not. Jeffrey, if you are there, help me do the thing. Yeah. They must reschedule that debate by force. He can't escape it. All this nonsense calling something. Not gonna work. One moose. Qu'est-ce que? Oh, Eric, so you are so stupid. Okay. Yeah. You die here today. They never see something. Please, if you eliminate all the fake accounts on Facebook, Nnamdi Kanu and Ogechi Njaka will be without much people defending them. Share. My sister. Okay. Oh, your father is running his mouth. Okay. My people will start in the next 1 minute. Yes. Please, those of them that want leave Nnamdi Kanu alone. Okay. Okay. My people. Thank you. Nobody should take anything personal. Or if your name is not called, I suggest that you just stay in your lane and wait until at such time your name is called. I've told you. Data. I'm sorry, how many people will go send? If we begin to them like that, these are a bunch of nobodies, man. They're a bunch of nobodies. You can't do shit. They're stupid. And Nnamdi Kanu knows what awaits him if he does any nonsense. The government will take him, then I'll personally face his family. So forget. They know me. Guys, I want to show you what prompted this video this morning. We are not going to insult people by putting fake photos, making up WhatsApp messages, leveling up leveling all manner of accusation on them. No, 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 no. We are going to expose certain things because ask yourself as an Igbo man, how comfortable are you to deny your identity, or are you going to accept a lie just because someone promised you something? No, we are Igbo people, we are not going to accept that. I want to read that post for us to hear. Let me get it. I think it's here now. Let me share the screen. Guys, I just want you to people to know exactly where all this noise is coming from. It's not personal, it's not insult on IPOB or anything. No, this is a personal thing on Nnamdi Kanu. I'm trying to prove to people that he doesn't know what he's saying. Okay, let's go here. See what he wrote. He said, this is our history. This is who we are. This is from Nnamdi Kanu's personal page. Okay, not IPOB page. So I don't know if you people are understanding what's going on there yet, but I digress. The colonial flag of Nigeria was adopted in 1914 following the amalgamation of southern Nigeria and northern Nigeria. It was first suggested by the first Governor General of Nigeria, Sir Frederick Lugard, as a symbol of the unification of Nigeria, and because of the seal of Solomon, which was associated with the native Igbo Jews. The Star of David had already been in use in Nigeria during the British rule because of the Igbo Jews, and indeed featured on some of the, sorry, my eyes can't see well, some of on coins of the British West African pound. This was confirmed in the 1917 discovery of a bronze Star of David attributed to the Igbo Jews in Aguilera. The crest on the flag was also used on the flag of the Governor General of Nigeria. The flag was not universally accepted. Some native Nigerians, including Fela, okay, now I didn't copy to that place. Please, I want you to focus on this place. It's either the Igbos have been ruling Nigeria or we haven't had a bite at the cake. Which one is it? So you are telling me that that Star of David, as you call this is an occultic symbol. My guys, it's going to be one or the other. It can be both. Are you telling me that from the formation of Nigeria that the Igbos have always been given power? Or they've always said what will happen to the extent of having this star as an official seal in Nigeria? My people, you see, when we've been promoting, we've been elevating Nnamdi Kanu's father. Hey, someone told me that the person that made his father a king is Oju Zakalu. It's not even an ancient kingdom. And that may explain why the place looks so tattered. My father's sitting room in the village looks better than that place. Hey, any of you, since those of you who are on social media talking rubbish have the time, please, you can still go to my village and verify. That may explain it. And his name wasn't even in the list in the first place. So please, let's stop promoting people elevating someone to a status he hasn't even attained. So let's start with that one. But why is it that I need to know about the Star of David because it was found in Aguilera? Huh? In whose home was it found in Aguilera? Are you telling me that the colonial masters did not get to Aguilera or what? You found it in Aguilera in 18 something, but by then the colonial masters have been coming. Is there a chance that it could have been left there by them? If this was our identity, why is it not in all of our shrines? Why don't you see it in all of our shrines? Huh? Look at the sun. The sun is one center image. It's a central image in Igbo cosmology. That's why in all these old, ancient, all these things, the churches are burning. Hey, these churches, you are eliminating evidence. You are burning evidence. Check the Ikoros. Go to all these shrines. Even in the old ancient buildings, you see a drawing of the sun. If that Star of David was our identity, don't you think that it would have been everywhere in Igbo land? Don't you think so? Listen, this is not time for noise making. Let us, analyze things as they should be analyzed. Let us look at the facts on ground. This is not about calling Nnamdi Kanu a thief, even though he's a thief. This is not the time to do that. No, I want us to talk about history. Compare what he said and what I'm saying. That is all I want you to do. Open your mind. Stop being stupid. All these your noises are not getting to me. I don't know if you're getting it. Even your members here in Turkey, they are using a public lines to call me. Any of them that does it with his direct line will be going to the police immediately. He'll be heading to prison. It's that simple, and the Nigerian embassy is gonna get involved. So just don't bother all this noise you people are hearing. If anyone is telling you, getting money from you, that they are going to deal with me in Turkey, please forget it. Damn it. If they don't take time, they will deregister the organization here in Turkey, okay? Please. Can we stop for a moment and look at the facts on ground? If it was found in Aguleri, what is the link between Aguleri and Umudu Amanduba? None. And why is it that when they are finding these things, they are finding them in the homes of the people they armed, the people they gave guns to take control of their place, of their community on their behalf? And they will be taking taxes from their people, then give the colonial masters 50% of the money they realize from their people. Why is it that it's always in those places? Huh? Tell me, why would that seal be on the governor's table? Governor General is the colonial president of Nigeria. Aguleri is covered, is surrounded by waters, body of waters. So how Aguleri is now different from how it used to be 200 years ago. Bear that in mind. Bear that in mind. Take Onitsha, for instance. Where you see River Niger today is not where it used to be 200 years ago. The water has receded. The water has receded. Even the colonial masters filled some of those things. All these sand field you're seeing, they did it then. Why do you think their ships used to be docked right around the Old Market Road today? Are there body of waters in the Old Market Road right now? It's River Niger in that area. So how about that thing may be found in a place they used as an office? And how does that serve as our identity as Igbo people? Guys, this is history, please. Let us use history, evidence. Let us use evidence, the evidence on ground. Don't you know that those kings were human traffickers? Huh? Who do you think were the people showing the white men, the engineers, the architects, the real farmers? See what this Ghanaian man is doing. See how fast he's harvesting his mangoes. What's the name of that man again? Oh, I'm forgetting his name. The one that owns a car company. His farming techniques, where do you think he got it from? You think he learned it from white people? No, this is what our people have been doing, and his family may be lucky to have escaped these people. That was why they passed this secret down to him. Why do you think we lost intellectual property to these white people? Why did they invent their patent office? Do you know how many things they patented that were actually invented by the slaves? Then their masters will take it. Who do you think were pointing these people, men, out to these white people? Who? Tell me. So that it was fun. Look at who wrote that history. Mind you that the people that wrote that history, see, when you hear history, you shouldn't believe it like that. No, investigate and look at the reality on ground and see if it tallies with what you read in that history book or that article. Do you know that even the emirs in northern Nigeria were using that exact seal to sign their slave receipts? Huh? I'm not. Wait, let me deal with some of all these foolish idiots. Let me deal with them. I'm not here to listen to all these motherfuckers. Well, let me delete some of them. Sankofa Kantanka. Thank you, Azanzi. Thank you, Azanzi. That's the name of the man. That's his name. No, I will come back to them later and delete all of them. I will come back to them later. That's the name of the man I'm talking about. Where did he get that secret? It was passed down to him. Or if he learned it from someone, then it was passed down from generation to generation to get to the man. Then the person, or it could be a woman, then the person gave it to him. Why do you think that in the old, when they want to tell you, when they don't want to tell you where they got their secrets from, they will tell you that the gods spoke to them? Who told you? Who told you? Who told you that? And you're going to believe the British? I've been telling you that Nigeria has always been the property of the British monarchy and the Rothschilds, alongside the people they are working with. That was why you saw that on your coin. Did those people invent coinage? Do you think that they gave us the first coin? Do you know that the Benin Empire you're seeing today went for, it's not even Nigeria, Benin Republic, Ghana, at a point, Mali. Guys, let's study our history. We've been using our gold coins, gold, solid gold. Mansa Musa, when did he make his trip to Mecca? What money was he using to pay for himself and his caravan? Do you know how many people he took to Mecca? Mansa Musa. He crashed the economies of many places because he was sharing gold coins. When did this fake coin, all the coins we are using, the British gave to us, were just worthless pieces of metal. Worthless, all of them. What you're seeing on the coin, see, on every coin you look at, the person you're seeing there is the owner of that coin. Let me show you something, for instance. This is one Turkish lira. This is 1 lira. This is Kemal Mustafa Atatürk, the man I used to put his photo at the background. This is 1 lira. It means this is the property of the Turkish government, that it will be accepted within this region, within here, unless in countries where they have direct exchange mechanism with. So what you saw on that coin was the Rothschilds staking their claim to Nigeria. They own the northern part of Nigeria, in case you don't know. The Queen and the British aristocracy owns the southern part of Nigeria. Then that amalgamation was a merger of two companies. Do you know about the Dutch East India Company? We are going to go down history lane. Please, I will pay a good attention, and I will prove to you that that guy is empty. He doesn't know what he's talking about. Before, we used to think that he's working for all these Jewish people. No. If he's doing anything, it's just to pander to them. He's looking for salvation. He's looking for escape route, because the cards, the house of cards, are coming down. It's coming down. The house of cards is coming down. Don't worry, I say it go soon clear for an eye. Hold on. Then the Jews, how did they get into it? How did the Rothschilds conquer England? Please, not the Battle of 1812, as I've stated previously, the Battle of 1815. Even though they had their hand in the Battle of 1812. They started owning Britain a long time ago. I have many articles we will unpack today. Those people that call themselves the European Jews, they converted to Judaism because when the Ottoman and the Holy Roman Empire were at war, the people that later became the Holy Roman Empire, but the Roman power, when they were fighting, they had to cross the land of the Khazars, the Khazarians, the Ashkenazis. Now you cannot cross their territory. They didn't allow the Romans to cross. The Western Roman Empire, you know, the Turks toppled the Eastern Roman Empire, the Seljuk Turks, the children of Osmanli, the Ottomans, and those of you in Turkey. Keep on fooling yourselves, although you know what awaits you if you try any nonsense. But please, educate yourself by learning Turkish history. Please, try. Try. Go buy this book, The Grand Talk. I gave it to one guy those days, around 2014. I remember at Corinthians Cargo. I gave him to read. And from what he's posting and his comments I'm seeing elsewhere, I'm sure he didn't read that book, but he still wants to compare his knowledge of history with mine. The Ottomans, when they were going, they had to cross these people's land, and they don't want to fight them. They are too strong. If you fight them, that means automatically they will align with the power of Rome, the Pope, the Vatican. Please, I'm telling you this. They will align with the Pope, and they will destroy the Ottoman Empire. Then the power of Rome wouldn't want to fight them in order not to push them into the hands of the Ottomans, in which case Europe will be wiped off. And those people you rule by religion. All these Abrahamic religions started gaining steam. Now, at that period, they were caught in a dilemma. People were looking for gods, a savior to save them from pandemics. Hey, all this coronavirus is nothing compared to what has happened in the past. Go and please study history. Don't just read it. Study history. Wait, let me deal with this one on YouTube. The cause of study history. Their leader then, their then leader, told the Christians to bring their best debater, and the Muslims, bring your best debater. They were debating in their palace. This is a documented history. Hey, go to museums and ask about these things I'm telling you of now. This thing I'm telling you about. Go to, my dear, go to museums and ask questions. They will show you the document. The document is still there. The document is still there. Wait, let me block this one. I'm coming. You can find the document, historical fact. Then the Christian scholar was quoting from the Torah, the Old Testament, which is what the Jews call the Torah today. The Muslim guy was also quoting from the Torah by talking about the promise of Abraham, this and that, or the Old Testament, you know, your normal Old Testament, you know. Then the king asked, hey, both of you are quoting from this same book. Who owns this book? Who owns this book? I'm coming. Then they told them that this is a Jewish book. And remember, Islam and Christianity came out of Judaism, which was copied from an ancient religion, built on another ancient religion, built on another ancient religion. Religion has existed longer than you are told. Are you getting me? Then they brought a Jewish scholar, and in them they found a perfect excuse to remain neutral in that war. They told these people, we are adopting Judaism. This is how Eastern Europeans adopted Judaism. Please ask Russians. They will tell you about the Kazakhs, the Khazarians. They are in southern Russia today. They are in Kazakhstan. They are in Ukraine, even Poland. This is how you got these white Jews. That's why they are called Khazarian Jews or Ashkenazi. They are equally related to the Turks. And by Turks, I don't mean all these ones around certain areas. Turkey is not a country of one people. No, the people that are controlling it are the Seljuk Turks, and are the dominant people here. The Ottomans, the children of Osmanli, go there. They started from the doors of Edirne. Edirne here in Turkey. Those of you in Turkey, please take a trip to Edirne. Take a trip to Edirne. Don't just go on boat parties. No. Take a trip around Turkey and study history. Go ask them. They know this history I'm telling you of now. Now, fast forward to the 15th century. The Ashkenazis, as you know them, they've been devious from day one. None of their neighbors trust them. They cannot coexist with people. No. When they come there, they always want to take over power from you. And they happen to have these people that initiated this banking system. They know how to make good use of any political opportunity. That's why in many cases they initiate wars. They've initiated many wars in the past. Even the ones you know their name most now, the Rothschilds, hey, they couldn't have pulled that alone. They have many of them. And do you know one more thing, one more reason they love that Judaism? Because it encourages usury. It encourages usury. That's why they are bankers. Please, when you talk about the Rothschilds, ask those of you in Germany, please, if you know Bavaria very well, go ask people in Germany. The people who will tell you the truth are mostly these ones that till today didn't believe that Hitler did anything wrong. But they didn't know that Hitler even deceived them also. Just know that they will be telling you from a German perspective. They'll be sympathetic to the plight of their people. But you will see the truth in there. The Rothschilds, hey, is not fake news that Star of David is their family insignia. That's why you see them, any business they are involved with, you will see that symbol there. That is an ancient symbol, an occultic symbol. That is the symbol of Saturn. That is the ancient symbol for Saturn. Saturn is what you people call Satan today. And the planet Saturn used to be called Shabbat, or you can call it Sabbath. That's why the Jews worship on Sabbath day. They've used many things to represent it in the past. The black cube, which is what your Jews, your Ashkenazi Jews still wear on their forehead. Please use any device you have there and check what Saturn looks like right now. You see a hexagram floating on it. Let me show you people, because I know some people are too listening to, they are too lazy to do that research. Let me show you something, guys. Let me show you the hexagon on Saturn. You teach, those who will learn will learn. Watch. Watch this. See that symbol here on Saturn. Then ask people, hey, the ancients knew about these planets then. So don't just think that your modern day technology or NASA are the first to tell us about this. No. Watch this. Watch this. This is that symbol on Saturn. The ancient name for Saturn is Shabbat, and it's still Satan. You see where that image came from? Now let's get to why it's on that currency. Remember the most favorable, the favorite quote of Nathan Rothschild. Do you remember that? Let me show you something. Yeah. This is his quote. In 1815, Rothschild made his famous statement, "I care not what puppet is placed upon the throne of England to rule the empire on which the sun never sets. The man who controls the British money supply controls the British empire, and I control the British money supply." Now you know why you had that image on your old flags. How did they get in control of this money? It was when the second Napoleonic War, or many Napoleonic wars anyway, but the War of 1815. Now ask yourself, after the First War, Napoleon was captured. Someone who led Europe into such destruction, why wasn't he hanged? Because he was protected by people. There are people who sponsored those wars. There are people who sponsored those wars. And they protected him just like they protected Adolf Hitler. Okay? They only exiled him. Then somehow he escaped. Who arranged for his escape? And why did that escape happen when they began to tussle with the British monarchy and some of the empires of Europe? Why? Can you ordinarily, can you escape the most sophisticated prison today? And mind you, the prison they put him in was in an island in the middle of the sea. Then, who had the manpower and resources to pull off such a thing? It's just like telling you that someone escaped from a US military prison right now. How would you feel when you hear that news? Of course, you know someone must have pulled some strings, right? You know someone must have pulled some strings to make such a thing happen. Wait, let me deal with all these people. Then when they put him, they put him from the prison. Hold on. When they helped him escape, he came back and started the war again. Wait, let me block this guy. I'm sorry that you're here too. When he came back, he started the war. Do you have the resources to start a war? You. Not against one country, but all the powers of Europe at the same time. It's like you as an ordinary person in Africa starting war against Nigeria, Egypt, Ethiopia, South Africa, Rwanda, tested armies, starting the war at the same time. Can you do that? Who are the people that sponsored him? These same people that used the Star of David, the Rothschild. And he was playing both sides. Then who are these Jews? Who are these Jews? These latest ones that are doing all these things. Please, I want us to go and learn about the Alhambra Decree. That is the expulsion of Jews from Spain. They were expelled from Spain and Portugal. Why? They will tell you that at every given time, Jews have been persecuted. They've been done this to. These things have been done to them. Those things have been done to them. They will be telling you all manner of things. All sorts of things. Without telling you exactly what led to those expulsions. The people grew tired of them. They are the money masters. They've always been. It did not start today. Even the Russians are talking about, the people that made them wealthy were the Habsburgs. Those of you in Hungary or Austria, go and recite the history. Ask any Austrian or any Hungarian about the Habsburgs and the Rothschilds, and they will tell you. All those beautiful palaces you see in Hungary and Austria, go and check the family that built them. Then these people were serving as their private bankers. And when you know why and how they stole their money, you will cringe. You know why no one will tell you? Because when they say it, they will expose each other. And the masses will know what happened. I'm coming. Let me share the screen. I want to show you guys something. Let me show you guys something. 1 minute, guys. Let me try and get it from this place. Hold on, guys. Every Nigerian should be paying attention. You have to see how you are owned. Even your emirs worked with these people. Your emirs themselves work with these people. Okay? Watch. The Alhambra Decree. The Alhambra Decree, also known as the Edict of Expulsion, Spanish, Decreto de la Alhambra, Edicto de Granada, was an edict issued on 31st of March 1492 by the joint Catholic monarchs of Castile and Aragon. I've told you they've been ruling by religion. Isabella, which is Isabella I of Castile and Ferdinand II of Aragon. And what the language you call Spanish today, there is nothing like Spanish. Oh. You are speaking Castile. That's why some regions in Spain refuse to speak it till date. Some people will tell you about the Catalan independence, Catalan this, and those people who are, they will tell you, yeah, I live in Spain. Do you live in Spain? Ask them about these things now, they don't know it. Ask them about these things, they don't know it. They don't know anything about it. But watch, who ordered the expulsion of practicing Jews from their kingdoms by 31st of July of that year? Guys, doesn't this sound like what the Germans did? Doesn't this sound like what the Germans did? Huh? Why were they expelled? They wouldn't tell you. The Germans of the 1940s, under Adolf Hitler, expelled them because of what they did to them at the Versailles Treaty. They did to them at the end of the First World War. The First World War. The German that signed the Versailles Treaty on behalf of the Germans, go and check him. He's a Jew. Later, people found out about the Balfour Declaration, which was the document that ceded the British property of Palestine to the Rothschilds. I've shown you that Balfour Declaration before. Guys, these people took over a large chunk of the British wealth and control in that Napoleonic War of 1815. Everything you are seeing is business between them and the British monarchy. The British monarchy is at the top, is on one side with the British aristocracy. Then the Rothschilds are on one side with the other bankers. With the other bankers. Are you getting me? This is a transfer of property, and the people are still killing each other over it till date because they don't know this history. Most people who can tell you this history are these Muslims, but you see sometimes they soil it with propaganda. Even the small Jews don't even know what the big Jews are using them for. They are using them as political pawns, of which they are not even aware. And some of them are aware now. Some of them are aware. That's why you see some of them marching against the British army. Sorry, against the Israeli army. Yes. And they will tell you it's about racism. No, 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 no. Those people have found out what happened. The first car bomb terrorist attack was carried out by an Israeli. The people that became the British Army and British Navy were pirates, armed robbers, criminals, terrorists. The people that formed the Israeli army were terrorists also. The name is Irgun. One day, while Palestinians were sleeping, they reached their whole community, a whole village, with bombs and exploded them in the middle of the night. People died, men, women, children. Hey, don't take my word for it. Do the research. Those same people are the people that conquered our land with the British. That was why you found that on that coin, it has nothing to do with any Igbo identity. It has nothing to do with any Igbo identity. Okay? This is one history no one is going to talk about, because you talk about it too much, your accounts will go. Not all these dummies. No. What these dummies will do is that they go and report some posts massively, and it will be taken down, but they can't do this one. One is page. Two, I have not posted anything they can report. As long as I don't put a catchy title, it will not work. So guys, I taught you those things. Don't even push it. You don't know anything. Let us do some things about the Jewish expulsion. And mind you, the person making this video is a Jew. I'm coming. Let's just play small video. Hold on, I'm coming, guys.
The Alhambra Decree, also known as the Edict of Expulsion, started on March 31st, 1492. It was an edict or official proclamation set by King Ferdinand II and Queen Isabel, ordering the Jews to leave Spain. This project started from the Spanish Inquisition, headed by Father Thomas de Torquemada. This started because he did not want the people to start converting from Catholicism to Judaism. In January of 1492, the Spanish army killed off thousands of Muslims in Granada. After they finished their prior mission, they thought the Jews were worthless, so they gave them their edict. The Jews had 4 months to sell all their houses, land, and business.
The Muslim guy is saying they thought the Jews are with us, and you know there are Muslims who are working with all these Jews, like the Saudi ruling family. No, those people, the bankers, funded these people to take over power from the Spaniards, because they wanted to weaken both sides, then swoop in with their own army and destroy them, take over the whole place. This is how they've been playing it from time immemorial, playing one side against the other, then they weaken both sides, swoop in and rinse everything. Are you getting it? Let's continue.
Businesses and leave Spain. Many Jews tried to stay by converting, but most had to leave. They left the countries such as Turkey, Italy, North Africa, and to the New World to live their new lives.
They are in Turkey too. There is a Jewish center. Hey, if you are coming from Aksaray after Haliç Bridge, that bridge, Haliç, by the way, was where the final battle was fought between the Turks and the Romans when the Eastern Roman Empire was expelled from here. When they defeated them, that was where they ran their way to Italy from. After that bridge, you see the place they are selling all these fancy lights, all these nice even chandeliers. Those along that area, go there. Okay, that's Shishane metro station there. Just there, from that place to the Jewish center is not even, it's trackable. 5 minutes, you're there. Go there and see them. They are still here. And they are still, everywhere you see them, they are always in banking and all these things. They still have their center. Jacob Franks. Do you know his link with Turkey? The people we call Frankish Jews. Do you know about the protocols of the learned elders of Zion? Do you know the people that participated? This World Jewish Congress you are seeing here, do you know how it was formed? Do you know the organizations it rose from? And when they were expelled, where did they go to? The Netherlands. Please, those of you in the Netherlands, They told you that Spain, that Spaniards founded Netherlands, right? Please, as I'm talking, ask anyone you know in the Netherlands. Okay? Ask anyone you know in the Netherlands. Use your phone, make that call right now. Ask them, and they will tell you that I'm not bullshitting you. They came from Spain. Those are the same people that worked with all these bankers. And you know, when they want to go to a place, they will want you to expel these people. They'll use them and go and form another country of their own. Please, the people that came to take slaves in our place, where did they come from? We are talking about the British East Indian Company. How about the Dutch East Indian Company? Before it was the Dutch East Indian Company, what was it called? Do you know that? Most of you don't know how powerful the Netherlands is. Most people don't know how powerful and strong the Netherlands is. You think it's a quiet country. Wait until you study history. Okay? Wait until you have studied history. Wait, let me block all those morons. They went to the Netherlands, and they are the same people that founded the Dutch East Indian Company. Before it was the Dutch East Indian Company, look at what it was called. Let's go there. Guys, I will show. Hey, all these countries still exist today. Call people you know there and ask them questions. Don't come here to rant like the fool you are. Nnamdi Kanu doesn't know what he's talking about, and he should go and study history before he come out to embarrass himself even further. Watch it. Netherlands. They say when the Dutch ruled the world, the rise and fall of the Dutch East Indian Company, the company did not fall. The company did not fall. When they had their differences, they scattered and formed other companies. When it became the East Indian Company, it was when they've merged those people with the British monarchy, because they were building allies against the other people. The French focused on the other side. They themselves were here. In fact, when the French found out that it's actually more beneficial in the East, they took West. It was too long. The journey was more perilous. But these people just come out the backyard here and do things. When the Normans invaded England, please, that was France taking their claim to Africa. Yes. The 100 Years' Wars between England and France was not about England and France as countries. No, it was about who will control the global trade, the slave trade, the resources they are stealing. That was why they were building their navies and armies. People were fighting in England and France, not knowing that the actual battle was about Africa and India, even the Middle East. Even the Middle East. But before then, let us watch what transpired here. Okay? Let's watch.
A tiny European country that is actually one of the wealthiest and most important economic centers of the continent. The surprising success of the Dutch is invariably tied to one company, which was arguably the greatest and most successful one in history. Today, we'll see how the Netherlands transformed from a swampy backwater into a global trading empire, thanks to the Dutch East India Company. This video is brought to you by Cheddar, who made a video about a different kind of spice than the ones the Dutch were trading. But when you're finished here,
and where were the Dutch getting the spices they were trading? Huh? Where were they getting the spices they were trading? They told you that they were getting from Ethiopia, Ethiopian spice trade, the Middle East spice trade, the North African spice trade. Do you know that North Africa was not even further from Ethiopia in the first place, where Ethiopia used to be? What you call the Atlantic Ocean used to be called the Ethiopian Ocean. Okay? The kingdom of Ethiopia has been ceding lands even when it was axiom. Go and check where it extended to. Hey, at some point it went past even all these places you call Asia today. The East India, the Dutch East India Company, how were they getting those things? And who were they getting them from? Huh? The spelling of these people self, eh? They didn't grow them in the Netherlands. And why were they taking the risk to go to that distance? And remember, by the time they left Portugal and Spain, they already had the maps the Portuguese had. Remember, the Portuguese were trading with the Benin Empire long before the first Dutch East India Company ship came to our shores. Remember, the Portuguese already had the map. The Romans had some. The Muslims had too. How did the Portuguese get more information more than the other people? The time Portugal was mostly, there was a time Portugal was a majority Muslim country. The Arabs and the people from North Africa that pushed upwards there. Hey, Spain used to be ruled by blacks, the Moors. There used to be many strong empires along the North African coast, our own northern coast in Africa, our Mediterranean coast. And these people only defeated them because they were warring with each other. Okay? Had they sent Hannibal more troops and supplies when he was at the gate of Rome, he besieged Rome, food was not going out or coming, and the weather was coming, these people were bickering back home on whether to send him troops and supplies or not, even though he went through the Alps. Please go study your history. Those Muslims, with all those people, they have the map. Africa, there is a map of Africa that dates back to 3,000 years ago. These people have them. So when Portugal was a majority Muslim nation, they had those maps. Who were the people in possession of the maps? The bankers and the elite. Who were these bankers? The same Jews that were expelled. You see that by the time they founded Netherlands, they already know about Africa. That was why they went into shipbuilding. That was the only way they could get to the place and start their own trade. Guys, are you paying attention? Let's continue.
Be sure to check out their channel. The Netherlands today might be an economic powerhouse, but back in the 16th century, well, it wasn't doing too great. To start things off, it wasn't even independent. Instead, it was under the domain of the Spanish Empire. As one of the earliest European colonizers, the Spanish Empire controlled vast territories across the world, and used the money it gained from slavery and trade to fund numerous wars.
The money it got from what? Slavery. Slavery. Nnamdi Kanu, the people who left their so-called Star of David were slave traders, and the kings, you find them in their palaces, were the people who worked with them. As it is in Aguleri, so it is in northern Nigeria. Please go and check all the emirs that were trading in slaves. Even as at 180 years ago, they were still using that seal Or are you telling me now that Hausas and Igbos are related by blood? Then why are you insulting them? What I'm telling you now, anyone in the Emir of Kano's palace, Emir of Gwandu, even the people at the what do you call it, the palace of the Sultan of Sokoto, the Bornu Empire. Hey guys, these guys traded with these people. They were slave traders. They brought that thing. It was never part of our cultural identity. If not, show me anywhere else you find that in Igbo land. Huh? Or are you telling me that we Igbos, we all came from the same place? Is that what you're trying to make me understand? People from Oru, do you know that you are related to the Izon people? These people you call Ijo today. Do you know that you are related to them? Not just Uguta. I'm talking about Mbidi and Co. Do you know that you people, why did they call you people from Oru? What is Oru? What is the meaning of Oru? Huh? Joma Ajuju Azu, Eshimoru, Kiyebu Oru. Are you telling me that my people came from either Arochukwu or Aguled? How can you tell me that thing? How can you tell me that bullshit? So you found it there. Does that make all Igbos from the same place? Let's assume we are going to believe you. People from Onitsha, are they from Aguleri too? Are you telling me that Nsuka people are from Aguleri? Is this what you are trying to tell me? How about people from Ebonyi State? Many parts of Ebonyi State, not just one. Igbo side, they. Eza they. Isiagudem. Are you telling me that Nkanu people came from Aguleri? Is this what you're... Hey, guys, look at the person that is teaching you things. And you think he's giving you history? The slave masters brought those things. And those kings who find those things in their homes were people that worked with them. It's very simple. It's very simple. Get angry all you want. You cannot objectively argue against the point of what I'm showing you. You can't. You cannot. Let's continue.
Wars of conquest and suppression. The Netherlands ultimately became victim of one such war. They had become part of the empire unwittingly due to marriage and spent the next 80 years trying to break free. But the Dutch independence effort ran into a big problem very early on. You see, the Dutch were a seafaring people. Fishing and mercantile shipping was their thing, and they had been doing it for centuries. The main goods they shipped were spices coming from the Far East, but this was before the Dutch had any colonies of their own. Back then, Portugal held a virtual monopoly on the spice trade.
Portugal had a monopoly on the spice trade. Who were the people that owned those ships? Do you know what it will cost you to own a single ship there? Even today, how much is a big ship today? A vessel, a big vessel. The Portuguese, hey, weren't they the first to come to Nigeria? I'm not talking about the Danish when they came. I'm talking about the people that went inland and traded with people. Go and check the then ruler of the Benin Empire, even married a Portuguese. They've been sending people to Portugal. They've been going and coming back. Hey, the same people that were expelled from Portugal and Spain founded the Netherlands are the same people founded the first slave company that started coming to our place. It's that simple. And this came from the same bankers that used the Star of David as their... Hey, guys, please, let us stop insulting each other. Let us stop insulting our collective intelligence. Please, can we stop it? Let's continue.
Pulling all the major trade routes to Asia and back. Thus, what the Dutch did was to buy all their spices from Lisbon and then ship them around Europe to sell them at a profit. But Portugal was absorbed into the Spanish Empire in 1580. And of course, the first thing the Spanish did was to close off Lisbon to the Dutch merchants. Suddenly, the main artery of the Dutch economy had been cut off, and there was really only one thing the Dutch merchants could do. They had to sail to the Far East and build their own trading network.
After they were expelled, these people wanted to continue this thing by themselves. Now they built theirs. And do you notice how they mapped it as if they are going from here to this place? You know why they called this place Indian Ocean? Because this was the route they were taking to India. They couldn't go from here to here. Why? They are avoiding the Turks. Turkey is here. They were avoiding the Turks. You cannot go there. They closed off everywhere. Sorry, Turkey is here. It's the bridge between Europe and Asia. Now you can't cross here without coming this territory or these territories. They can't go through here. Now to go to India through here, you have to pass the Ottoman territory, and they can't allow that. Hey guys, that video I showed you in that ancient market, didn't you see the trading route? Even the Chinese, the Silk Road, they couldn't have supplied to Europe without giving it to the Turks. Are you telling me that these people left from here and went to India without stopping here when they know that the Portuguese, by then the Benin Empire was from here? Nigeria today is somewhere here. The Benin Empire was here. Meanwhile, it used to be here at this coast. Ethiopia used to be from here to all these places. Here. Only these places were left. And remember, when Kemet, Egypt, was ruling, they had a common boundary with Kush, the same Ethiopians. Are you telling me that these people left from here to all these places without knowing about this place? Even though that the Portuguese have already come here, and on that map, guys, ancient maps don't have names of countries. No, they label them with resources, the resources you can get there. Oil, gold, everything, salt. They've been stealing these things from our place, for years, for centuries. For centuries. Ever since the Greeks came across the Mediterranean into Africa, they've never wanted to leave. They know what they saw. And these people, when they send their traders serve equally as spies. Just like today. All these American companies in our place, go and check them. They are connected to the CIA. That, by the way, of the Council of Foreign Relations, which, by the way, brings the U.S. Foreign Secretary. According to the British, they call it the Secretary of this, Secretary of State. In Britain, it's a Foreign Secretary. Why do you think they work with the merchants? They've been working with the merchants from time immemorial. They've been stealing resources there, of which human beings used to be their resources. They used to trade human beings as stocks. The Bank of England, guys. Hello, are you even getting what I'm trying to teach you? All these noisemakers that are listening to that empty fool called Nnamdi Kanu. He doesn't even know this history. He doesn't even know it. Hey, stop saying that he's working for the Mossad. He works for no one. He is just fooling the dumb people. And Buhari is falling for it. The people in your intelligence agencies, because they need money for their budgets and all the rest, they want to pretend as if there is something big about that. There is nothing, and he knows it. Enough of all this nonsense. Watch it. Watch the roots. Are you hey, people in South Africa, didn't the Dutch East India Company come to South Africa? Now, why is this documentary showing us that they just went from here to India? Please, the Dutch, the Boers, who are they? Huh? The Dutch farmers and the British, didn't they fight wars in South Africa? Who do you think those people were fighting for? And when the war ended, they just shared the whole properties amongst themselves. How many resources in South Africa are controlled by the J people, the J gang? The Oppenheimer is in control of what? Elon Musk, his father used to get what control over what in South Africa? What was his father mining in South Africa? Guys, these are the same people. These are the same people. Let's continue.
And build their own trading network. At first, this effort was very decentralized. Merchants from various Dutch cities would establish companies for single voyages. Essentially, they would fund a few ships and their sailors, and they would send them off to find a...
They will fund a few ships and their sailors, and they will send them off to do what? Who are the people funding them? Now you know why you had that so-called Star of David on your currency, because it belongs to the people that funded those people. Those guys wouldn't just hop into a ship and start looking for people to loot and kill. People were funding them, and they were bankers. Who were they? The same people. The same people. The Turkish government will not put my head here. There is a reason the Queen is on every British pound. Because they own the place, they own the money. They own the place, they own the money. And Nigeria is a property co-owned by these two people. Hence, you had that thing on one side of your coin. And the pound belongs to the British monarchy. But those people want their names there too. That was why you saw that thing. One busus in Yoji me onuchashi okuchie aja bụ na ọda afia ahụ ihe mmadụ ahụ onye ọzọ. Or you mere ndị ha ji wee tinye ebe a ka ihe mmadụ hapụ egwu ihe onye ọzọ. In case you don't know. Let me rewind.
These would establish companies for single voyages. Essentially, they would fund a few ships and their sailors, and they would send them off to find a new trade route to the Far East. Some missions were successful and came back with lots of spices, but most did not go very smoothly.
Not just loss of spices, with loss of gold also. Hey, when these people came to our place, they did not come. The only people that left with spices were the first people that came to buy spices. The resources they were taking from Africa, they didn't have enough gold in Europe to buy it from them then, and we were only trading to outsiders in gold. Yes. Yes. All the resources they were taking, how did the guy miss it? How did the producer of this video miss that one? How? Because it's not about what you are being told, it's about what you are not being told. Okay? Let's continue.
During the first 6 years of the expedition effort, a total of 65 ships were sent out. 1 in 10 never made it back, and those that did came back with only a third of their crew on average. Suffice to say, being a sailor in these early fleets wasn't a very safe job. Nevertheless, these early voyages gave the Dutch the knowledge and experience on how to establish a more permanent trading network. But coordinating individual merchants, each of whom was competing.
You know these pictures, they've been using it to send you messages for a long time. This is an old painting. Did you see anything here? Are you seeing any image here? This? Okay, keep on listening to that moron.
Dealing with the rest is difficult to say the least, and with the English, Spanish, and Portuguese all trying to create their own trading empires, the Dutch knew that they had to band together. In 1602, under the patronage of the Prime Minister of Holland, the various expedition companies united into a single company with vast sovereign power. Its name wasn't the Dutch East India Company, even though that's how we call it today. It was actually the United East India Company.
You know why they united? Because if they keep fighting each other, the other people will pick them. They will pick them like birds picking food. That's why all these banks you're seeing will never fight against each other. When they go against each other, hey, the people will begin to take notice and know what's going on. United East Indian Company. Watch it, pay a close attention to what I'm showing you.
Or VOC for short, and its creation marked a new chapter in the history of the Netherlands. The political motivations were clear. The Dutch needed a new economic engine to fight off the Spanish and to restore their war-torn country.
So if the Dutch is a colonial of Spain, why are they raising money and arms, piling up wealth to fight the Spanish? Is because even Spain know that the people that went there, they bear Spanish passports, but they are Jews. They are the people that founded it. Till today in Amsterdam, hey, please tell me the people you are not allowed to criticize in Amsterdam. Tell me the people that own Amsterdam currently. Those in Holland, tell us if they let us know. Tell us, let us know. Tell us, who are the people controlling Amsterdam? Huh? Don't you people have members in Holland? Tell them, let them tell you. Ask them. Even that business in Holland, do you know why it's allowed to happen? Because the people controlling the money, are still the same people. Hey, JP Morgan ship was caught with what? With what? With what exactly? JP Morgan. How much? If your bank did that, they would close it down and seize everything. But has anyone touched JP Morgan? No. Tell me the bank that will start it, Bank of America. Oh, really? Who owns the Bank of America? You think it's the American government? Just like the Federal Reserve Bank that controls the dollar. It's these people. And in there, you will still see the same merger. Yes. Yes.
The VOC was their only hope, which is why it was granted not only a monopoly on trade, but also the ability to train its own army, to negotiate and declare war, to occupy land, and even to
Are you hearing it? The power they gave them. Listen again. Let us listen again. Listen again.
to train its own army.
To train its own army. Hold on. To train his own army. Those are the people that came to kill your ancestors. The army they were raising, they are pirates, vagabonds, people who are desperate. Poverty was ravaging Europe. Europe has never been the richest continent in the world, not once. That is why they only believe in conquest. Live a peaceful atmosphere and you will see them go hungry. Yes, I'm telling you the truth. Why do you think the people that understand them very well are building up their armies? Because if you have the strongest army, you have the strongest military, you will have the richest country. That's why you see all these wars. What are these wars for? Huh?
To negotiate and declare war.
To negotiate and declare war. Hey, that thing you call slavery was war declared on you. Nnamdi Kanu is talking about the Ekumeku massacre. Then who declared the war on us and who had the right, who were given the right to do that? The same slave trading companies. The same slave trading companies. Are you seeing it? Hey, these are their documents. The documents are still there. Go and do your research. Okay?
To occupy land and even to enforce slavery. But just getting permission to do all of these things meant nothing if the VOC couldn't actually do them, and to conquer the Far East would require a lot of capital. The VOC, however, figured out an ingenious solution, which would later on become the cornerstone of modern capitalism. In the center of Amsterdam, the VOC built a trading.
Amsterdam. I'm coming. Guys, pay attention, please.
In the center of Amsterdam, the VOC built a trading house where every Dutch citizen could go and buy shares of the company, effectively giving the VOC money now in exchange for a claim on its profits in the future.
You give us your money, you buy shares, you bring your gold, we use it, build armies, build ships, we will build weapons that will attach to the ships. Then they go outside, steal people's resources, bring slaves, steal their oil, steal their gold, steal everything. They come back, your share price will be up. Hey, take it. It's not the same thing you see armed robbers do. Some of all the, top guys, not be all these small people. They need a job. You see them, they spend like 20 million naira. This one will contribute, this one will bring, this one will bring. At the end of the day, they split whatever they get. Just like they do in your during your elections. They bring money together, they come, they just chip in, sponsor a campaign. If you are successful, you become the governor. Hey, you pay them. Same system. Okay? It may be a new game, but it's the same system. This is what they call capitalism. No, this is not what capitalism is. This is the early stage of fascism. That's how it starts. Because the top people will later buy out all those people and control the whole things and own a monopoly on them. Capitalism is free enterprise. Free enterprise. Okay? That's what it means. Every other thing is just bullshit. They are just redefining it. Let's continue.
VOC had effectively created the world's first stock market, and the VOC itself had become the first publicly traded company in history. Pretty much every rich man in the Netherlands invested in the VOC, and even many immigrants did so.
Watch. Northern Dutchmen, origin of the investor, number of investors, total registered amount. Northern Dutchmen, 785. Watch it, 2-point-something million. Southern Dutchmen, watch them. German, watch them. English, watch them. Portuguese, 2. French, but see the amount they registered. Italian, the French, the Italians, watch them. Total. Guys, have you seen when we tell you that the powers of Europe are the problem with Africa? It's not a joke. We are not just making things up. We are not just making things up. Hey, look at the history here. Watch this thing. And any man in whose home that image was found should be considered the #1 traitor to Igbo people. The #1 traitor to Igbo people. Investors from the province of Amsterdam only, excluding other provinces. And who are the people? We are talking about the German Jews, the English Jews, the Northern Dutchmen, Southern Dutchmen, Portuguese Jews, French Jews, Italian Jews, and the rest. The rest could be Turkey, because, hey, they used to have a very large community. Hey, do you know that the Turks were at the Congo conference? What you call the Berlin conference? Huh? They know about all these things. Please, study history.
In total, the VOC's initial public offering raised over 6 million guilders, which is equivalent to about $110 million today.
Study.
Keep in mind, this is coming from a country that's half occupied by Spain and whose economy had been in the drain for a decade. Of course, circumstances were favorable to the Dutch. The Spanish Empire was at war with England at the time, allowing the Dutch to sweep into the Far East and kick out the Portuguese establishment. The first victim of the VOC's colonial ambitions was Indonesia. The Dutch conquered modern-day Jakarta in 1611, slaughtering the locals and building vast spice plantations on nearby islands.
Slaughtering the locals. Did
The
you
Spanish
get
Empire
it?
was at war with England.
Did you? Wait till you will see the thing. Wait, let me even block some of all these morons. Oh yeah. Wait till let me block all these people. I'm coming, guys. Okay, APC paid your father. I'm coming, guys. Hold on, guys. Hey, these guys have told you people, we are not here to look for followers. Please, get the hell out of here. Go get your daily dosage of hate from your Nnamdi Kanu, Cownu. Wait, I'm coming. Let me block all these fools. Wait, let me block all these morons. Foolish people. I'm taking them out, all of them out of here. Hey. But guys, these guys think we are here to joke. Watch the wars they watch. Just pay attention. Pay attention here.
England at the time, allowing the Dutch to sweep into the Far East and kick out the Portuguese establishment. The first victim of the VOC's colonial ambitions was Indonesia.
No, not just in the... Well, let's continue.
The Dutch conquered modern-day Jakarta in 1611, slaughtering the locals and building vast spice plantations on nearby islands. With the island of Java as its headquarters, the VOC spread throughout the Far East. Their factories in India produced exquisite silks and fabrics, which the VOC then shipped to Japan to trade for their famous and crucial supply of silver. The VOC got silk from China as well, which also produced valuable porcelain. What matters, though, is that the profit margins the VOC earned by monopolizing these trade routes were as high as 1,500%. And all of this money was, of course, being funneled into the Netherlands. They finally won their independence in 1648, and with that out of the way, the VOC's profits were invested in one type of project unique to the Netherlands: land reclamation. You see, the Netherlands is extremely flat and is below sea level, which makes it prone to flooding. But if you build dikes and keep the water out, you can turn swamps into farmland, and that's exactly what the Dutch did with their VOC profits. Just by looking at the geography, you can tell when the VOC was running at full force. In total, over 1,500 ships sailed for the VOC during its 2nd century.
1,772 ships. Now you know why till date the blacks in Indonesia needs to be exterminated. I've told you people, they've been wanting to destroy us. Listen, always be thankful to the people of the Kingdom of Benin and Ethiopia. They fought very well. They did not stop them, but they cushioned the effect of their slaughtering. How did the blacks of all these other Asian countries disappear? How did they disappear? Papua New Guinea, you think they just started trying to destroy them yesterday? Remember, these people that run Indonesia today are visitors. Okay? Remember the roads Genghis Khan and the Mongols followed. Temujin. Guys, when we tell you that most of all these people, even some of these Seljuk talks, hey, these guys came from a very far place. Before Indonesia became a Dutch colony, who were the people that used to live there? Huh? Guys, let's stop this nonsense. So remember how we came to the place we are now. Did you follow the timeline? Guys, did you follow the timeline? Huh? Huh? Guys, did you follow the timeline? Have you seen how we got to the place we are now? Huh? Have you seen how we got to the place we are currently? Then the same people came to Nigeria. Hey, Nnamdi Kanu, go, please stop embarrassing us. Stop embarrassing us. Wait, I saw someone. And when someone wants to talk, they will bring their intimidation tactics. Hey, who do you think you are going to intimidate? Me? You failed. Whoever give you that piece of advice lied to you. Whoever did that to you hates you so much. And later, when the British Empire started growing, hey, they joined with the British. Like I was telling you about the Battle of 1815, the Battle of Waterloo. Let's go to the Battle of Waterloo now, guys. I'm coming. I'm coming, guys. Wait, let me make it smaller and myself bigger. Remember, these short history videos are not what you will depend on. You just use them as a stepping stone to do the real history. Hey, when I bring the real history here, one video may be like 4 hours long. Then how long do you think it will take me to finish it? So that's why I'm bringing all these small ones. I'm not here to tell you what to believe. I'm here to tell you what you should research on. Then when you are done doing that, come back and tell me that I'm a liar. Okay?
Regardless if you hate or admire this family, they certainly understand a thing or two about money.
Wait, guys. Let's deal with all these guys. I've told you, stop coming here. Use people, stop coming here. How can you tell someone that is looking for popularity and you're still coming? And you're still coming. Are you okay? Are you okay?
Regardless if you hate or admire this family, they certainly understand a thing or two about money. And if you look back at their history, it's clear that they have made some great investments besides starting the first ever international bank. Back in the day when most people didn't understand much about the stock market, this family, particularly Nathan, had a clear idea on how to manipulate.
Please, I don't know why they put this in. Maybe it's for people to understand that they were bankers. The Nathan you're talking about died long ago. Okay? The Nathan they are okay. Well, let's say they are doing it because some people don't know how bankers used to look then.
The market and cash out at the right time. In fact, his strategies were pretty similar to Warren Buffett's one. And if you give it a closer look, you will realize that they have followed similar steps to create such a fortune. The stock market isn't the most rational game. Stock prices do not change based on the performance of the companies, but rather on people's perception about their future earnings. If people believe that a certain commodity will be more valuable in the future, that's where they will bet their money on, and the demand will naturally increase the price, and vice versa. Nathan Rothschild understood that perfectly and committed one of the most audacious moves in the financial history and made an incredible fortune. But to understand his strategy, we have to go back and take a look at the history. After the French Revolution, Europe was in chaos. Other monarchies were afraid.
And this French Revolution, as they were loaning the monarchs money, they were funding Napoleon. Hey, go and check the type of home they built in France over 200 years ago till date. Is an edifice. People still go there and still get Oh, please. Just do a virtual tour of the place. You will get wowed. You will be blown away. And where did they get all those things? Hey, guys, Nnamdi Kanu, JJ, more history. Stop all nonsense, copy and paste there. And they stop sending all this your attack doors. Come out openly and do that debate. You initiated a debate and ran away. Come out and do that debate again. Don't pretend as if you are not watching these videos. Because I heard you mention me. I know that I got you and you know me right before now. That was why I changed my profile photo on Skype to make sure you know exactly who you are talking about. I know you know me. Stop hiding. Stop sending these minions that don't know what's going on. Set up that debate and I will destroy you in 30 minutes. You know why you ran away, and if you never expected people to come because your dogs will attack them. Guess what? Your dogs came here to embarrass me by saying, okay, go and debate him. I told them you will not debate, you will run away, and you ran away. So how does saying it make me a bad person? How does that make me a traitor? Exposing you? You will never begin shout. This is just the serious part. I will use comedy. I will mock this for what it is. And again, my family is not the family of Prophet Nwoko. Okay? Any idiot you are going to use, one, the government will take the person and I will personally see to the cleanup of the person's family. And if even you self, all these threats your people are making, I count it as nothing, as rubbish. You try nonsense, the government will take you. Then I'll face with your own family myself. The ones you sent here couldn't call me. They are calling me with public lines. Let them use their private number immediately. Not just before the Nigerian embassy will hear it, they will be in Motepe. Okay, so let's stop all this nonsense. I'm trying to educate you, and all the ones that still want to learn. Only a few intelligent people are still left in IPOB. And the events of the last 3-4 days have exposed you as a fraud. You and the Ogechi Njaka use the same tactic. Okay? Let's continue.
That they might end up like Leo XVI. During this instability, Napoleon rose to power and strengthened his rule.
Rose from where? Napoleon rose from where? Just like they told you Vladimir Lenin rose from power. Tell me, how can someone from Corsica came to rule the whole of France? And how do you know that Napoleon worked with these people? The French Revolution ended slavery in French colonies. When Napoleon came back, the slave trade restarted again. Do this history too. Those of you in France, go and do your own research. Go and do your own research. Don't believe me. I'm telling you what is in the country you dwell in. Do your own research, then come back here and tell me that I'm wrong. Okay? Where were the French colonies? The same Africa. Huh? The Dutch, when they left Asia, the French filled some of those voids. Then the British. Okay?
Great. This instability brought uncertainty, and whoever predicted the outcome of these wars correctly have made the right bet on the stock market and ended up with a great fortune.
They didn't make the right bet on the stock market. They planned everything and they know exactly how things are panning out. Hey, if you want to know what I'm talking about now, look at Libya. What's going on in Libya currently? 2 opposing armies. That is why you have unstable stock market. But they are deceiving you with all this coronavirus nonsense. That one is for the US election, quite sure. But deep down inside it, go and check. Why did the oil price spike? Hey, that war in Libya, if it ends today, the oil price will still go down again. I'm telling you, go and mark it somewhere. Do you know that Egypt fully mobilized their eastern front completely? They want to go to war with Turkey. I'm sure they will not. They just want to show their strength. And both sides will not go to war. Why? Both sides will destroy each other. Recep Tayyip Erdogan knows this. Hey, you see the Turkish president? If you know where he grew up, you will know the type of person we are talking about here. Kasim Pasha. What's the difference between Kasim Pasha and Talabashi? And his grandfather has a house in Talabashi. Yes. All these things about how they know how to they know how the wars will end, but you will get to know how they stole the Bank of England. Watch.
Fortune. Because one way governments would raise money to fight a war was through bonds. If England, for example, would win the war, the price of British bonds would increase, and if they lose, the opposite would happen. When Napoleon was defeated and sent to exile, people thought Napoleonic Wars. However, Napoleon escaped in 1815 and took over.
How did he escape? Who sprung him out of there? Who paid for Napoleon to escape and still give him power to fight wars again? Chastello. Can Chastello take back Liberia now? Can Chastello take back Liberia? Can Babo take back Cote d'Ivoire? Yaya Jammeh, can he take back Gambia without the support of some people? Tell me. Tell me. Let alone France. In those days, by the way, do you know the resources you will need to prosecute a war? Who gave him? Now you will see it.
France again. It was his final chance to take over Europe. If he would defeat the British army, he had all the chances to fulfill his dream, which means the British government wouldn't be able to pay back its debt, and that would make British bonds less valuable, and prices would decrease significantly. It was a difficult bet because everyone knew how smart Napoleon was. At the end of the day, he is one of the greatest generals in history. The Battle of Waterloo was going to be the decisive factor behind the future of Europe, and Nathan wouldn't let this go without taking advantage of it. Nathan believed that Napoleon would defeat the British army, which means that there will be another series of Napoleonic wars, and the British government will need a huge loan to finance it.
No, he didn't believe in any side that defeats, he will still get his money. Hey, why do you think they instituted the Bank of International Settlement? When two countries are done fighting wars, hey, the cost of the war will be levied on the winning side, because that's how you win. You win by losing. They will still, and you find out that the same people that gave you money to fight this war gave the other people weapons too. Okay? Except for the case of the Biafran War, where even the French people that were with Ojukwu didn't know that they don't actually control France. And Ojukwu's mistake was putting all his eggs in one basket. Then the powers of Europe descended upon the Igbo nation. What they couldn't finish at the Kumeku massacre, they wanted to use these people to do. Guys, that is why you should avoid all this war issue. If war happens, nobody, no media will cover it. I'm telling you. If people on social media wants to cover it, they will lose their accounts. And all these ones are looking for money. They are not there to give you information. They are looking for money. They will not lose their this thing because of you. Their pages. All these people. Wait till they are preparing for the next election. They will not lose it for you. Look at Yemen. I dare you to type something about what's happening in Yemen. Put a catchy title and see if you don't lose your account. Try even the coronavirus issue alone. And you think those people want to lose their account? And they will they will blacklist the news. They'll be selling only their own narrative. Okay? They have the power to close down the news coming out from your place. Who owns Facebook? It's a J person. YouTube, the same thing. Twitter, same people. So you disturb their business there, you will face destruction and nothing will still happen. We don't have that capacity. Please, what our people need most now in Nigeria is how to take care of their families first. And that's why you will need to start holding our elected officials responsible. Is Buhari owing any state governor in Igbo land? Then why don't we put our energy into making them use that money? Why must it be every time about Biafra? Who told you that Biafra is the only way? And let me tell you, Biafra is not coming in the next 20 years. Take it from me. Let's say it will take 10 years. In that 10 years, what are you going to do to make the people's lives better? Huh? Why must it be about Biafra at all times? Back to the video. The guy was playing both sides. He owned French stocks and owned the British stocks. Then you will see how he took over the whole thing.
So Nathan began buying gold aggressively so that later he would loan them to British government at an extremely high rate, and they will have no choice but to accept it. However, things went to an absolutely different direction. Napoleon lost the battle, but Nathan made sure that he will receive the news before the government does, and he...
Hey, this is why these people control the media, and they have people in every government establishment. Watch the coronavirus before American cities were put on lockdown. All those senators that attended the meeting with Trump when they decided that they would lock down their cities, guess what they did? They all dumped their hotel stocks, their tourism stocks. They dumped all of them and bought their shares of all these people that were labeled essential commodities. They invested there. Guess what? By the time this thing will be over, now all those stocks have crashed. When you see them buying those stocks again, just know that they are going to open everything finally. It has happened already. That was why that the stock market was going up. Why people were losing their jobs, their livelihoods. And in that war, he put his informant there. They always have their informants close to battlefields. All these journalists, who do you think they give their information first? He got the news before the British government. Listen to what he did.
He made all the arrangements for that to happen. In fact, he received the news a full day before the government.
24 hours. Hold on, guys. Let me address some fools. I'm seeing them. Which one is go and set down? Imagine English. Kai. Guys, I'm coming, please. I couldn't let that one go. If you want to short me, at least get your spelling right. Your spelling should be top notch. Wasting your time on things that doesn't matter. I don't know who that one was meant for. Your people here can't do shit. Tell them I said so. There is a reason they are calling with public phones. There's a reason they are calling with public phones. Okay? Let's continue.
Official messenger arrived. He understood that as soon as the government announces victory, British bonds will skyrocket, because this victory will make the Britain the most powerful nation in the world, and everyone will be willing to buy its bonds. So he started spreading rumors that Britain lost the battle, and some people were afraid to lose their investments and rushed to the market to sell their bonds. Even without the rumors, no one really knew the outcome of the war. So it was logical to sell your bonds before they lose half of their value the next day, when the news of defeat will reach the market. On the other side, Nathan began buying British bonds heavily, and on the next day when the government officially announced victory, British bonds dramatically rose. But Nathan didn't.
My dear, he used his agent to buy all those bonds. It fell flat. Like $100 on a penny. It fell flat. He bought all of them. By the time these people found out that they've won, they've sold their bonds. Now people, watch it, I'm coming. Oh, this is how your stock market works. Hey, they've stolen my money in the stock market too. So if I'm telling you anything about the stock market, believe it. Now you know why I call it a giant casino. A legalized gambling with no repercussion. Those of you that bought shares in Nigeria at that time, what happened to it? Huh?
Sell his bonds. He understood that since Napoleon is defeated, there will be a period of peace and stability, which will further increase bonds prices.
Wait. I don't know why these fools won't listen. Wait, these people won't listen. Let me block this one. Block these ones. I don't know what your problems are. Your problem is with the truth, not me. Not me. I'm not your problem, okay? Let me rewind.
Nathan didn't sell his bonds. He understood that since Napoleon is defeated, there will be a period of peace and stability, which will further increase bonds prices. And after 2 years, when prices reached their peak, Nathan cashed out and made an incredible fortune. One of the things he said was, buy when the cannons are firing and sell when the trumpets are blowing.
Buy when the cannons are firing and sell when the trumpets are blowing. You see, when there is a disaster, a chaos, then you buy because you control them, you know the outcome. Then when it all dies down, people start investing. Oh, sell me this, sell me, I need to buy shares, I need to buy this. That is when you sell. And when they are done selling, they will be looking for another crisis to exploit. Okay?
Which means when there is chaos and crisis, when everyone is afraid to invest, that's when you should jump in and invest. And when there is prosperity and everyone is investing, you should sell. Warren Buffett said something similar. Be fearful when others are greedy, and greedy when others are fearful.
My people, that was how he took over the Bank of England. They control a major share in the Bank of England today. That was why your badge, your flag, before the green and white, was depicting the British crown on one, the Union Jack on one side, then the Rothschilds, Star of David on the other side. So when you see such a thing in your in anywhere, just know that those people worked with them. Let me show you. I'm coming. I've shown it before. I will show it again. Please show him this and have him explain it to you. Watch it. Watch the flag here. This is the Union Jack. This is the Star of David. Please, are you telling me that the Igbos founded Nigeria, or the black Igbos were amongst the people that created this flag? This is Nigerian flag in 1914. Please tell me. This is another colonial flag, Nigeria. See, please, it has to be one. It's either the Igbos have been ruling Nigeria before, or the Igbos have not ruled Nigeria before. Or the Jews you are talking about. Please, if you are talking about the black Jews, those people are not real Israelis. So you are telling me that the black Jews were involved in the creation of Nigeria? Is this what you are telling me? And how can you find it in just one place and think it should represent our identity? No, if it's our identity, you see it everywhere. There is a reason you have the sun everywhere in Igbo land. The depiction of the sun everywhere in Igbo land, including the ones those people stole. including the ones in the British museums, the ones you people were destroying in the name of doing liberation. Hey, check in my village. Those days when you don't have a good network coverage in the village, you go home, there is one big giant tree in my community. You go there, you get service, sound service there. And it was a sacred tree. We keep destroying things we don't understand. My village people went and destroyed it. Who did they call? Reverend Paul, what do you call him? Somebody Okafor of the Assemblies of God. The same guy that they just sent away from Assemblies of God for misusing their money with his girlfriend. I think he got a sister pregnant too. The same person came and they destroyed all those things. History. All that thing I just said happens everywhere in Igbo land. People, please, if such a thing happened in your place that time, confirm it now. If it is our identity, it will be universal within the Igbo hemisphere. It will be universal. So why were you seeing it only in the homes of the kings and the slave trading emirs? It's because these guys are the ones they work for. So it is not our identity. It has never been and will never be. Now, all those is people that want to debate me. This is the link. Follow the link and come on. Let me hear what you have to say. Don't just sit there and make noise. Let me hear what you have to say. And any other person who wants to jump in, jump in. You will come on video. See the link. Follow the link and come here. Come here and educate me. Please. Tell me. Oh, you are even blocking people because you know you are telling lies. No, I block people because they don't want to debate. Now watch all those people. Because they came here to make noise. I'm not a noise maker. I hate noise. This one is Celestine in Ghana. Chiga Arab Tagoniga Anma Chogi since. Type again, let me see. Type again, let me see. You are opposing Biafra actualization. Nothing like that is in the horizon, please. If it was, you will see. If it were, people like me will be ahead of you there, please. Stop making all this case about you don't want us to. The link is not connected. Connect there. Just use another device. Copy every word you're seeing there. Mazin Nnamdi Kanu, Mumu Nnamdi Kanu called for debate. Go and respond. What debate? The one he called for and ran away? The one he called for and ran away? The one he called for and ran away? Ask him. Please copy the link. Are you saying that there is nothing like Biafra? My dear, it's not coming. I'm telling you, the people who will give you Biafra are the same people that own Nigeria. It will not happen. The only way it happens is if they have problem with Nigeria. And if Nigeria is breaking, why would they be giving Nigeria loans? Why would they be wasting their money giving Nigeria loans if it's breaking up? It is not breaking anywhere. Guys, please, the link is there. And if you can't connect with it directly, inbox me your number, inbox me, tell me to send you the link. I will send you the link now. I will send you the link on WhatsApp. I will inbox you the link on WhatsApp. The Elohim ran away. I am not the one that set up debate and run. Hey, come here and say it. Nnamdi Kanu, go and learn history. I told you this thing will open your nyash and other things will begin to happen. You said that your father, he was trading slaves in Libya, was running girls. You useless idiot. Ask him when he was caught in this hotel in Airport Road, Golden Tulip. He was caught with a prostitute. Your money, not the Ethiopian women he's sending them to. It's in his iPad. I will start pushing all those ones. And he has the guts. Nnamdi Kanu, I thought you are telling your members you have lawyers, international lawyers. Please send any of your international lawyers to write to the Turkish government. Let me see that it is in your name. Nnamdi Kanu, I will rinse you of all the money you stole from these people. Take it to court. Stop making noise. This is not Buhari that will not respond. Hey, I have your time. Because I'm an Igbo man and I love what's happening. I don't like what's happening in my place. And I love my people. Nnamdi Kanu, get those your... Hey, I don't see I'm saying no international lawyer day. I don't see I'm saying no international lawyer day. I never see him. Forget that criminal. Forget that criminal. Forget the criminal. Nnamdi Kanu, come on. Come on. Come on. I don't agree with freedom fighters. What freedom fighters? You think he's fighting for your freedom? Well, let me even block you. You think he's fighting for your freedom? You think he's fighting for your freedom? Keep on wasting your time. Keep on wasting your time. Now your father sent people for Libya. Nnamdi Kanu, send your international lawyers because hey, these IPOB guys say no one wants to get into trouble. No one wants to get into trouble. That's a reason they are calling with public phones. And those of you that are calling with for public phones, I don't have your time. If I have your time, I will still go and give it to the police. That call shop we are going to, they have cameras. They know the time you made that call. They will still come and pick you up. Respect yourself. Get out. My problem is not with you. It's with the thief that is destroying Igbo land. I am hitting him point after point. Get out. Get the hell out of the road. You will put yourself in a serious problem. You don't know the people who are listening here. You don't know. Hey, I told you people, bravo. On my birthday, you were just making me popular. You don't know the people who've contacted me, and you don't know the people who are here listening. I will use the government power and destroy you people. Hey, can one person start? Hey, you are a stupid group, a terrorist group. The intelligent people, they have all disappeared. They've left you people. You try it, the power of the government will be brought upon you. It's very simple. This is not Prophet Nwoko. Okay? Okay? Wait, let me see them. This is not Prophet Nwoko. Okay? You are a nobody. You know nothing. Nnamdi Kanu just Nshijuru Ginafo. Woman selling story in English. You will die mysteriously. Please spell it very well. Spell it very well. And you people should stop coming with fake accounts. I thought it was only Ogechi Okeke and Jaka's co-criminals that come with fake accounts. Stop coming with a fake account. Okay? Human trafficker. Okay. Oh. Let Nnamdi Kanu send his international lawyer now. Let him send his international lawyer now. This thing the easy one or I don't have time for all those cheap prostitutes. You are Nnamdi Kanu, you know prostitutes very, very well now. You patronize them. I shall not be bad, you know. Okay, someone said I should send him link. If you see messages, okay. Hello, my brother.
I greet you, bros.
Welcome, my brother. Welcome to the broadcast.
Yeah. Mine is not a debate, it's just an advice.
Okay.
You see, most of these IBOB guys, they should learn one thing, stop attacking people with their opinion. Because most of Nnamdi Kanu is fighting freedom. There is something mostly I look at in freedom. Nnamdi Kanu is fighting. Somebody who is not free cannot fight a freedom. Let me use an example of this guy from India who fought the independence of India, the Mahatma Gandhi. Because Mahatma Gandhi were not free, Mahatma Gandhi were not free in religion. That's why you see, after India they got independence, there were crises between the Pakistan and Indians. And again, I will still use the life of Martin Luther King. Martin Luther King fought for the Black Americans. I asked myself a question today, are the Black Americans free in America today? No, because Martin Luther King was a bishop. Martin Luther King was not free. Anybody who will fight for a Black people or a freedom for Africans must be free in religion, in everything. You must separate yourself from mental slavery. Nnamdi Kanu practicing Jewish. Nnamdi Kanu is still a slave to me. So as somebody who are still practicing religion, the people who are enslaving you, they are the people that gave you religion. So directly, even though today we still have that Biafra, we are still slaves. That's what I see. We should separate ourselves from every part of the slavery, not just getting freedom. Getting freedom doesn't mean you are free. This my advice for all these guys who are.
They go here, make them here. If they don't go here, make them get out. Keep on wallowing in ignorance. Thank you for stopping by, my brother. Let me bring us someone else.
I get you.
Hello. Hello. Hello.
How are you, Afternoon. Good.
Okay.
Just a little bit of contribution in today's program regarding the issue of Nnamdi Kanu. You know, I'm a regular listener to your program, and I learn as much, and then which is benefiting to me. But as well, I'm a member of IPOB. I'm not denying it. I am a member of IPOB. From what I'm trying to about the issue of our freedom, because we've been in abroad and we want to go home. There's no place like home. The
brother, your line is breaking. Your line is breaking.
While
there was a crackle, brother.
Now,
wait,
the same
brother, wait.
thing that Nnamdi Kanu.
Brother, wait. We didn't hear you very well the first time. Can you repeat what you were saying before? Hello?
What I was saying about the can you hear me now?
I can hear you now. It's better now.
So, yeah, what I'm trying to say here is I have been in abroad for a while now, and we are supposed to go home. Even you yourself now, there's no place like home. If there's an opportunity now, or if our place is good, you will go home. But there's no
immediately the next flight going to Nigeria, you will see me there now.
So, and the reason why we are not yet home is because the lack of insecurity, and the lack of this insecurity did not start from Nnamdi Kanu, or did not start from Owazirike, or did not start from Ojukwu. It has been a long thing. It's a very long time issue that have been lingering on. So now people comes and go. Ojukwu has fought his own and go. Wazirike tried his best and go. Now it's Nnamdi Kanu's time. Okay, Nnamdi Kanu is doing his own part. Okay, nobody's perfect. He's doing his own part. And then don't expect Nnamdi Kanu to come and do everything. You have your own part to play. You are on the media now. Simon Ekpa has his own part to play. Likewise, every other person. Okay? And there's no way people will definitely like what Nnamdi Kanu is doing, because there are people that are benefiting from the displacement of our people. Some people are making money from it. Likewise, what you're teaching now.
And people are making money from false promises also. My brother, please, see, finish. I will answer you. Finish, I will answer you.
If Nnamdi Kanu, like, he has been accused of a lot of things. Nnamdi Kanu was in prison. Okay? They offered him a lot. He rejected it. You might agree with me or not, but everybody have their own opinion. Okay? So he has. And now, at this stage now, you're accusing Nnamdi Kanu. How can you think that Nnamdi Kanu is calling people? Nnamdi Kanu has lost a lot of people, even lost his parents. Who will dare tamper with this type of thing? With this type
My
of
brother,
struggle?
he did not lose his parents, please. He did not lose his parents because of Biafra. They were sick. They were ill.
No,
please.
No, my brother.
Please.
The trauma, you're a human being, even if when you're involved in a simple accident, the trauma will always hit you at any time. Thinking about their age, okay, the age of his parents, the trauma, they were in the house when all those things happened, and they managed to escape.
And do you know, well, let me tell you one other thing you don't know. Do you know that Nnamdi Kanu was sending 2 boys to go and stone the military checkpoints around their house and come into their home? Do you know that one?
My brother, nobody's sending. Nnamdi Kanu was in the church.
Okay, don't worry. I will bring someone. My brother, I will bring some. Please, my brother, I'm coming. Please, you know, if we want to talk about this topic, we talk about it. But if you want to go to this one, you are going to. I will tell you this that I've not said. This is going to be a long drawn-out battle. And one, please, do not associate the criticism of Nnamdi Kanu with the criticism of IPOB or Biafra. Please separate the man from the mission. Personally, my issue is with Nnamdi Kanu, not IPOB, not Biafra, because he is lying to people.
How is Nnamdi Kanu lying to our people?
What I just read now? Excuse, what I just read now. Okay, he lied to them that he had met people in the European Union. He hasn't. That he has met people in America. He hasn't. That
my brother, listen. I traveled. I paid my money. I went to European Union. I protested at the European Union. Okay, I was
would
there.
That mean? Excuse,
wait,
are you now?
I'm coming. I'm a witness. This is just an accusation. I'm a live witness. I can forward you my pictures at the European Union twice.
I have a journalist that was there that day. I have a journalist that was there that day. I don't know.
When was there? When was there? When was that time? When was there?
I will call the person in Brussels. I will call the person now. I will call the person now. He will tell you, please. Please.
What? No, I want to know. I want to know the year and the month. I want to know. Because I can pull it.
My brother, please. I can pull it up on the net right now. I can pull it up on the net. I saw it. Brother, please, hold on, please. When it happened, I wanted to do a video about it. My friends who are POB members told me to wait. So if you are looking for the date, I can pull it up on the internet right now. My computer is still working. Please don't come and do like if I miss the year.
No. You see, no. Let's just debate. Let's just talk sensibly. I apologize for my temper. You understand? You know that's how we talk. You understand? But let us control our temper, because people now listening. We want to have a sensible debate. That's how I want to deal with it now. You understand? So on that one, I am 100% sure Nnamdi Kanu was in there. I was there at the European Union at that period. Okay, anybody, you were not there. So somebody can come and frame up and say a journalist was there. Then the person can pull up the write-up or the pictures of what he said. Okay, first, let's leave what on aside. There's this one. You see, this history you're teaching, okay? Fine. I am enjoying the history, okay? But it doesn't benefit me personally I don't know about other people. I've known what happened in the past, okay? But this history now you're teaching. Why don't you make our time to go back to the history right from after Mbakwe, then the other governors, how they embezzled our money, okay? How you can do that as well. Go
my
back
brother,
to
am I not? Please,
talk to our
please,
people.
my brother, please, oh, hold on. Between the person, see that journalist who was there that day, I will bring him on. Wait, hold on. My brother, please wait first. Let me finish addressing our brother, then I'll give you opportunity to come on, please. Okay? Okay, my brother, wait. Brother, this guy was there that day, please. But between the person that is telling our people that the number one thing facing us is referendum, and the person telling our people that number one thing facing us is to make our place work first, hold our governors responsible, hold our senators responsible, hold the local government chairman responsible. Between these two people, who do you think is getting the clearer picture on what we must do first? And let me break it to you in case you've not heard. I am the one that has been telling people, I've been telling people this, that we should focus on what we are getting first. Let us use what we are getting from Abuja first, which is immense. And the other resources that are taken from our lands that no one is talking about, my own brothers and sisters and your own brothers and sisters are in on it. Check even the oil well. It's not only the North that own the oil well. It's not only the North that control all the other mining sectors. Please, I have been the one saying all these things. Okay, go on.
What can I say? You see, that is where you come in. Nnamdi Kanu cannot do everything. Nnamdi Kanu has a family that he's looking after. Nnamdi Kanu has a lot of things he's doing. Nobody is perfect. You understand? Nobody is perfect. But that is where you came in. Okay? That is where you should be channeling your own program. You can do that thing, these things you said now. That's where you come in. Nnamdi Kanu cannot be doing this, be doing that. He's not a master of everything. He's doing that his own part. What you just mentioned, try and focus on that. It will help us a lot than criticizing Nnamdi Kanu. Let me ask you one question. How many times have you seen the Northerners coming to criticize Boko Haram? Even though that
many, my brother, many, excuse, my brother, hold on, please. Maybe you are not following Northerners on Facebook, please. They are the ones mostly killed by Boko Haram. You should try and be watching news that are from outlets that are different from the one you used to. Please, people in Southern Kaduna, many Hausas, many Fulanis died in Southern Kaduna, not just Southern Kaduna Christians. Borno State is now empty. In some villages have been deserted. In Sokoto, please, didn't you see them when they were booing Buhari? When Buhari went to Borno State, he went to Meduguri, as his caravan was moving, they were booing him. If they had the opportunity, they would stone him. They are, my brother, and please, my brother, wait now. If the Northerners are not, let's say the Northerners are not criticizing their leaders who are misleading them, does that mean that I, as an Igbo man, I will not criticize anyone that is misleading my own people? That argument doesn't hold water.
How many of them have come on television, like the way or some Joe Igbo are criticizing IPOB? IPOB is only one that we have.
Many, my brother, many of them.
Let me say one thing. Can I stop 1 minute? 1 minute. Look at how many terrorist groups that they have in Nigeria. 4 terrorist groups. Now, how many groups did we have in the East there? Only IPOB. Only IPOB is doing their best to defend our land. Mind you that IPOB has been infiltrated by people that was planted by some groups to cause mayhem in the name of IPOB.
My brother, wait, let me correct you that one. Can I come in? Can I come in, my brother? 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 Are you telling me that all those people that started with Nnamdi Kanu that are now out of the group, Are you telling me that all of them from inception were all planted?
Can you name them? Can you name them? Can you
There
name
are
them?
many. Iroanya for one. Many people. Even my own brother. My brother, please. Let us not bullshit each other here, please. Let us talk like adults. So many of them.
No,
so many of them have left. Are you telling me that those people who've spent their money there, their time, everything, are infiltrators? Or let me use my own self for example. Listen.
Your line was breaking. Your line was.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Yeah, I can hear you now. Yeah,
let me use myself as an example.
I can hear you now. Yeah.
Let me use myself as an example. Many IPOB guys have followed me for more than 4 years. Why were they following me in the first place? If I was antagonizing Nnamdi Kanu, would they have followed me? No. It is because all of us found a body, a movement that is saying something that majority of poor people are saying. The experiences poor people have had and are having. And while I was never a member of IPOB, I was doing videos after videos after videos when Nnamdi Kanu was arrested. In fact, when some people, most of them were coming to me that time for advice. Why? Because I told them that the arrest of Nnamdi Kanu is not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing as long as IPOB wants to be taken seriously, that they should use what Abba Kyari and the Buhari government is doing to Nnamdi Kanu as a springboard to get to the next level. And they were calling me saboteur, this and that, Hausa Fulani. At the end of the day, the thing I said panned out to be right. Panned out to be right. And not once have I been wrong and they are right. Now, what changed? This is what you should ask yourself. I saw things and the way they were going and the things he was saying. The things he was saying, like, hey, that they need arms to fight the war. They did this. I'm like, hey, man, please, can we slow it down? Can we slow this down? And when he came out, it was an opportunity to dislodge the Ohaneze Igbo. The opportunity was not taken. And I said that whatever will happen to Nnamdi Kanu will come from Ohaneze Igbo. Some of them, he brought it upon himself, and the others, Ohaneze Igbo helped Mary and Co. with it. Because when you've met your own person as enemy, guess what? The people outside would give the person shelter. Like what I'm telling all these, some of all these IPO people, hey, you want to fight me? Don't think you are fighting me. You are going to fight the Nigerian government. It is that easy. It is that easy. So I don't know if that thing made sense to you.
Okay, yeah, it makes sense. Okay, my brother, without taking much of your time, you see, if you believe in something, to me, if you're a fan of Man United or not Man United, let me say Tottenham, okay, or Newcastle, they have not been doing very, very well for a very long time. You wouldn't think because they are not doing very well and you decamp because you're not a very you're not a hardcore fan. Okay, what I'm trying to say here.
And no one should be a hardcore fan, no.
Okay, let's do it that way. I myself, because I believe in my freedom comes first, my happiness. Let me put it that way. I have not seen any other group that is doing something, okay, that as of now, like IPOB. I'm a member of IPOB.
My brother, hold on. My brother, hold on. Let me answer this guy. Hello. This young one, I don't know how old you are, but I think you are still very young. Please, this is the link. Follow this link and come on, copy this link. And it will be the last time I'm posting it because I believe everybody is supposed to have seen it by now. Use that link and come on. Please come and educate me. You are answering El Brash. Please come and educate me or you stop typing because one more comment from you, I will block you. My brother, carry on.
So I have issues on IPOB myself, okay, which I'm not going to say on air, okay? But the way it is down, no matter my issues, that wouldn't make me to start behaving irrationally, okay? I have to wait for the leadership to address it. And that is the stand. That is where I am now. I have issues in my IPOB, okay? But now, what I want to do, I don't want, like, the reason why I'm saying this tonight is because of Iluanya. There are something that happened between Iruanya and a man mess with them and co about Radio Biafra when Nnamdi Kanu was in prison. If you then they will say something which they disobeyed. Okay, I'm not going to go into details on that. I'm not going to speak about it. I'm just giving you if you want to be loyal, okay.
Hello, brother, your network. Can you hear me? Hello?
Hello?
Hello, I can hear you now.
Yeah, I can hear you now. So, yeah, I can hear you now. Yeah. So, I'm not going to go into issue of Iruanya them. You understand? And after that Iruanya them, that's when all Jews or Kalu went and met them. Then they start doing whatever they are doing. If the freedom of our people are very important to them, they shouldn't go through that route. They should discuss whatever that is the issue, with the leadership of that time and sort it out. Let's leave that one aside now. Okay? So now what I'm trying to tell you is, I'm not going to tell you to how you want to run your program. Okay? Yes. In this life, we agree to disagree. Okay? Whatever that is your issue or how you don't. Nnamdi Kanu, okay, now that the Hausa Fulani has come into our land, who is trying to do something? Go
what Hausa Fulani, please? What Hausa Fulani? What Hausa Fulani came in?
No, the Fulani. No, the Fulani. Hausas are different. The Fulanis.
Wait.
Okay? Yes.
Please.
Now,
when did the Fulani? Please let us address that issue. Is there any time since I don't know when you were born, so I'm not going to ask you. It's clearly obvious that you are older than me from where I'm looking at you. Please, ever since you were born, was there a time you don't have Fulani people in Igbo land?
But the one that are there now are not the one that has been there before. People came in from Mali, Chad, and Niger. They can't even speak. They can't
all
even
those
speak Hausa or the
okay, now hold on. Let me tell you. Now let me tell you. There was a time in my street. I have this friend, Chinedu Igwebike from Umuchu. He speaks Hausa fluently. If someone speaks, he will tell you whether this one is Hausa or Fulani. There was a time they wanted to do something in our well. They called all these Fulanis that dig wells. Then we were looking for somebody who will interpret what everyone is saying to them. And Chinedu spoke every Hausa he knew and every Fulani he knew. They couldn't understand it. I myself, I had many Fulani friends growing up. I was born in Onitsha, even around Oga Street, Army Barracks, all the rest of them. And at every given time, I've always seen Fulanis who can speak. Those ones will even tell you, hey, no, this one is from Niger. Hey, this one is from Chad.
Fine.
Hey, wait, my brother, now wait.
Fine.
They've been coming, so that one is just let's all leave that one aside. Continue.
Those ones your name talking about, I know them, the shoe shiners. Okay, there's no problem there. But the ones we are talking about now are the ones that came from Mali. Okay, from Mali, Chad, and Niger. That are
even those ones then, my brother. Even those ones then. Please, I'm telling you. Even I have a friend who called a man. He met the man in Mali, and the man was even telling him how they came to Ogidi during the Biafran War. Please go and watch that video where the Nigerian soldiers were marching. I'm coming, please. Where the Nigerian soldiers were marching, you will find out that some of those people in that place are not even professional armies. They don't even know when they tell them to march, go left, they go right. This one, my brother, it has been happening from time immemorial. Even the ones that destroyed the Yoruba land and took over Kwara State, those ones, they are not from Nigeria. They all came from. It is not a new thing. It's an old something, my brother. And what you are seeing now is something I want our people about. I want them and told them that, hey, the northern Nigeria is depopulated. It's because of all this insurgency. And in northern Nigeria, these herdsmen don't move with cutlasses anymore. You have to move with a gun. Else, other criminals, they will take your herd from you and tell you to march the other way. They will take your water, take everything, and you march there without water, without penny. You die in the desert. That's why I see some of them, most of them are armed with AK-47s. That's why they're armed like that.
My brother,
Wait,
do
please.
you think it's right? I just want to ask you a question. Do you think it's right? Is it the job of an individual to carry AK-47?
No,
or
no.
is it the job of the government to deal with that issue? Okay,
It is the job.
Supposed to...
My brother, it is the job of the government, and anything about firearms is controlled by the governor of the state. Most people don't know how our system works. The governors are supposed to be doing that, and that was why I was calling for our people to secure our lands first. And I was telling people as soon as Nnamdi Kanu was released to focus on safeguarding the southeast first before referendum, that nothing will happen, no one will give referendum. Force these governors to do these things, and no one paid attention. Carry on, brother.
Okay. What you just said now, that was why Nnamdi Kanu formed BSS. When he first formed BSS, all hell went loose. They attacked him and they came after him. He formed BSS to protect our villages. That was what he did. Maybe you didn't follow that.
No,
I'm
you
coming.
can't, brother. You can't. You can't. Listen.
I'm coming.
Wait. If you are going to, please, my brother, please. Nigeria is still an independent entity, a whole country on its own. You cannot, please, you cannot be calling for independence, to a separation from Nigeria, and you are forming your own group. To you, it will sound well as an Igbo man, but please, on a neutral level, you cannot do such a thing, because the government will believe that you want to take power. They will not say that those people are going to protect security, provide security for your communities. No, they will say that you will use them to take over the region and declare a republic. That's the thing. That's the difference.
Can I say? You see, on that issue, you know, Nnamdi Kanu was forced, not Nnamdi Kanu, our people has been forced to do that and to support that, because the police, the DPO, the every corner, every post every security post in Igbo land is being held by Hausa Fulani, even in the rural areas. Okay, when a crime is being committed, there's nobody. You can't get justice. You cannot get justice. Everything is becoming...
No Hausa Fulani, please. No Hausa Fulani is in charge of security in Imo State. The person in charge of security in Imo State is the Imo State governor. Please let us not mix that.
My brother, I understand where you're coming from, what you just said, but you look at the people behind it, both in other securities. Okay, so now that our people are being killed, how many of them have been arrested? Even those that carried AK-47, how many of them have been arrested?
Shouldn't that be the job of the governor? Shouldn't that be the job of the governor?
Okay, now that they are not doing their job, what do you expect? Is our people not frustrated now?
No, the people should demand that they do their job. You don't sit and wait for them to do it. If you do that,
how would they demand it? How would they demand it?
You occupy your local government secretariat. I'm telling you, you occupy, whether you want to,
and then they will get shot and nothing happens.
My brother, if you shut down all the local government secretariats in Imo State today, Hope Uzodinma will come out and address you people. Must try it and see. Try it and see.
My brother, even during Okorocha's time, it did not happen. They kill people like animals. Okay, what you are saying now, what you are talking about is a place where democracy works. There's no democracy in that place. You should understand it. And our people are frustrated. Okay, our life are frustrated. So, okay, let's just leave the issue now. My advice to you: try and do more documentaries channeling the corruption that is going on in that place.
Nnamdi Kanu and Co. They will finish it. No. Nnamdi Kanu and Co. declared this war. I will make sure we see it to its logical end.
I'm not telling you to stop. I am not telling you to stop. So whatever you're doing, I'm only giving you an advice. I'm a member of IPOB. You know me very well. I speak to you, but the way you're going, I don't think it's not helpful, and sometimes it gets you angry. The things you say on your program, you know, some people say, why are you speaking like this? We all have to respect ourselves. I know you're angry. Sometimes they push somebody to do something, but I'm saying, you know, what comes out from our mouth, from your mouth, sometimes, you know, sometimes I said I don't want to listen to you, but sometimes, you know, when issues are going on, I need to play my own part. I know that this is your program. You have the right to do whatever you want to do on your program, you know. But you know, this is my own advice as an Igbo man, as a brother. I'm not gonna hate you because I don't have that heart to hate anybody. Likewise, Nnamdi Kanu has no heart to hate anybody, because the things that has happened, Nnamdi Kanu is supposed to get angry and say, okay, go and do this and do that. But he said, Nnamdi Kanu said, do not kill your own brother. Let us solve these things on one-on-one. If you look at him, he has never said go and kill anybody. It's only those that try to do something stupid, or the military that he can say, mention about. But my advice is, let us manage things so that things will not go out of control, because these people are laughing at us. At the end of the day, you're not going to stay in abroad.
My brother, that laughter, I enjoyed that laughter all the years he was shouting Jubri al Sudan. So that laughter is nothing new to me, believe me. It's nothing new to me. That laughter, let them laugh, because we either straighten things out in public. Let people, hey, I want ideas to be challenged. When you are saying something, please come out openly and have it challenged. That was why when Nnamdi Kanu's people came here and started barraging me, hey, okay, now Nnamdi Kanu called for a debate. I told, okay, now you send my details and see that he will cancel it. So my brother, I love you the way, I love your passion, I love everything. I'm not against you. I'm not against what you're fighting for, but I'm just telling you that Nnamdi Kanu is not telling you people the truth. That's just the gospel truth. And I will keep saying it.
No, you see, even if you see Nnamdi Kanu, it might not say, you know, USA, I believe he's doing his best. Nobody is perfect. Even when Jesus Christ was on earth, they still criticize him. Nobody, they have the right to criticize anybody. But as far as I'm concerned, every little hope that I see, even if it's not Nnamdi Kanu today, if somebody else come tomorrow and doing something, I will still listen to that person and contribute my own towards that person. All I want to do is to go home. Whichever way it comes, I want to go home and open my window, the way we live in abroad here, and open my window. Not the one I cage myself, put protector, and be in prison. I don't want to do that.
And you are still not safe. And you are still not. And my brother, see, nowhere is safe in Nigeria. Let me tell you. We were all here last week. You saw how many people they killed in northern Nigeria alone. In 3 states, over 180 people died. They said it's 140 something. Over 180 people died in 3 northern states. This is a general problem in Nigeria, and that is why it should be a class warfare. There is a woman right now, a Hausa woman trending. I wish she would do that video in English or Pidgin. Hear what she is telling their people, even the wives of their former governors and current governors, even the ex-president's wives. Hear what the woman was saying. Hey, there is a giant conflict brewing in Nigeria, and it is a war between the ruling class and the ruled. The ruling class, they understand this. That's why they are banding together. You don't see them fight in public except when they want to do all this kabuki theater. But their real squabbles, it dies in. Okay, now let me ask you one question. You saw how all of them were barraging Dino Melaye over the number of cars he has then, right?
Yeah.
Now, when Dino came out and said, hey, at least I'm using my own to buy cars. I'm not using it to carry men, like some of your senators. Hey, since he said that, did you notice how that nonsense talk ended? Why? If they push him too much, he will expose them for what they are doing. All these small boys in Abuja know what they are doing to them. Are you noticing how these people are not quarreling? The only people quarreling are the common class. Eh?
And that is what is happening between you now and the member of IPOB.
No, Nnamdi Kanu is the person I have problem with. Now he's framing it as if I have problem with IPOB. I have problem with him. He is a thief. I will keep saying it. I will give him evidence. Now he said I'm trading human beings in Libya. Let him bring his people. He has no international lawyer.
Bring
the lawyer now. Oh.
Is it Nnamdi Kanu that said it, or the woman that lived in Libya? Because I watched that.
You didn't hear his broadcast yesterday. You didn't hear what he said yesterday.
No,
you didn't hear it. Hey, you didn't hear what he said yesterday. You didn't. Hey, you didn't hear it from him yesterday. My brother, please calm down.
In the morning.
I said, he go soon clear for your eye. He go soon clear for your eye. You please go back and listen to it very well again. He go soon clear for an eye. Wallahi, I'm telling you. He go soon clear. I know what I'm telling you. Please. Please, my brother. 2 minutes and wrap it up. Let's all go do something else.
I wouldn't. You see. Yeah. No. To round up that issue, you know, whether you believe in I'm not going to say forget anything, but all I'm saying is let us sometimes, you know, let's just let this thing go away, and then let us focus on our freedom. Because antagonizing Nnamdi Kanu saying whatever he said, you know, I'm not going to be here to judge, you know, but I am here to just because it pains me a lot that I'm not going home. We are just fighting ourselves here. I don't think it's good. I just want peace to reign. Let us work together as Igbo people that have been so years right from the creation of country. Let us just find a way and just work together with your platform, and then find a way and go home and sit down and speak at one family and good friends. That's what I'm appealing to you. I watch your program. Sometimes, you know, I mean, sometimes things happen, but I don't want to go. I have no right to it. I'm not going to judge you. But all I'm saying to you is calm down, and I hope our leader Nnamdi Kanu we you know see through, and then, you know, God inspire him that he's doing a good job. I am not going to back down. He's my leader. I am always with him in any time. Nobody is perfect as a human being, but all I'm saying is they're laughing at us, okay? Please let us just calm down as a brother. Please, I'm begging you, use your platform to try to expose the criminality that is going on in our place. That's all I can, you know. No, thank you for your program, my brother. You know, so that's all I can say for now. You know,
you're welcome. Yeah. The best of the day, bro. Hello, my brother. Welcome to the program.
Yes, welcome, Mr. Mazi.
Thank you, my brother.
I can see you are taking bullets from all angles.
That is a plastic arrow. I call it a plastic arrow. It's not even bullets. I wouldn't glorify it that way.
No, you're taking it, but it's not penetrating. I wanted to talk to my brother.
He's hearing you.
I can see how passionate. I can see how passionate he is.
Yeah.
On the matters relating to Biafra. We are all the same. I joined myself when I was doing youth service at the Yanokwadi. I led the protest when they were posted. If you check the people that did youth service in Yanokwadi that did protest, I was the one when they were posting Chinedu, geophysics from Futo to Ebeda Grammar School, Ikeja Grammar School, and those that did Islamic studies, they are sending them to the NUNPT and all those to waylay the protest. I have been an activist from the beginning. So we have the same passion. There is a misconception these people have. They think when you are attacking Nnamdi Kanu, it means you don't want Biafra. We want Biafra more than Nnamdi Kanu. That is something we need to correct. I am going to put an article on that, and I will make sure I publish it. Nnamdi Kanu is not synonymous to Biafra. They will be disappointed at the long run when they will now understand that Nnamdi Kanu is not looking for Biafra. It's an enterprise. IPOB is an enterprise for him to make money. That is why when he used the name Supreme Leader, people should go and know the meaning of Supreme Leader. Supreme Leader means the only two countries in modern day time using that name is Iran and North Korea. And it means you are therefore, that's why my son needs to be destroyed. That's why Igbo need to be destroyed. That's why the entire state and institution need to be destroyed. Nnamdi Kanu want to be in Igbo land. That is what supreme leader is all about. It's either me or nobody. And that is the beginning. When they say that Igbo means Igbo democracy before the British, we don't follow one territorial. No. We have our institutions. Nnamdi Kanu don't want that. And that is the beginning of the problem of the so-called agitation. Now, let me come back to Brussels meeting. I was there. I attended out of 5 Brussels meetings. I attended 3 of them. The last one, I was the one. We are few that started telling Nnamdi Kanu, listen, you said you went to Brussels meeting. Show us proofs. And that was when he changed the narrative again. That, oh, it's a secret meeting. He doesn't want to know Nigeria to know what happened. Because I was there. I was known. What he did was to join protest, just like what he did in the US. When Trump was doing program, he went and sat at the stadium. That's what he does every time. He goes there, he snap pictures with all those things, repeat the confirm flag, and come back. Now, let me tell you, why Nnamdi Kanu is focusing on mediocre. I'm not saying that all IPOP members are illiterate. The majority are illiterate because you can deceive, you can manage illiterate. That is the problem. Now, that is what he tells them. They don't know who is you. Ask 10, take a case study again. Collect a data, maybe 20 IPOP members at random. Ask them who is the EU president. None of them will tell you. Sometimes the Kanu can, remember when he brought one idiot in Turkey? Thank God here in Turkey. He was parading that is supporting Biafra. The guy was talking nonsense. I know that guy is there. So he is there. Now he was telling you, he was asking you, I mean, anything now, I just came out for 2 minutes to address this guy. I wish I can have him one-on-one, but there will be case on that. And then he's asking you, what are the lies Nnamdi Kanu has told you? It has been, I don't know where to even start. Nnamdi Kanu has told you Biafra is coming. It will come on so date and on so date. Just like Okochukwu, the Nollywood, they keep giving you this and removing the date. Now, Nnamdi Kanu, let me start with the recent one. Nnamdi Kanu told you that the Operation Python dance killed, kidnapped his parents. Have you ever asked Nnamdi Kanu after a few years? He came out again and tell you they died in Germany. And you people follow the sheepishly. Nobody has, till today, nobody has asked Nnamdi Kanu, how come the same Operation Python dance were they the ones that sent them to them? Germany is not like West Africa, maybe they crossed over and they found themselves in Cotonou. No, it's Germany. Now nobody asked that question. Deal. Nnamdi Kanu came up and tell you that somebody or whoever signs the deal, first he told you don't vote, destroy your cards and all those things. And after he came back again and tell you, oh, you should vote. All the documents have been signed. Who signed the document? For who and why? Nobody asked that question. Nnamdi Kanu again came out. Hello, are you there?
I'm here.
Good. He was asking you the lies Nnamdi Kanu has told you. Nnamdi Kanu told you that Osinbajo is dead. Buhari is dead. These people are dead. Osinbajo addressed a press conference the Biafran day. Nobody has come up and said, oh, that this supreme leader or whatever you are called. This thing you said, Osinbajo is alive now. Maybe he's going to tell you he's another Osinbajo from Sudan.
No.
Buhari is dead. Now, let me tell you, that's why if you want to grab people, you have to start from mediocre, those you can manage. You started from the admission. Now, have you ever known that what it takes to attend a EU meeting? Or you attend a Security Council meeting? Even ordinary IMO for World Bank, they will screen your eye.
Yes.
They will screen your fingerprint. They will check everything. Even the only thing remaining is your area. How can you decide? Let us assume that Nnamdi Kanu is correct. Buhari is there, there is Jubril. The only people that can do that is US or Britain and all these G5 countries. But Nigeria cannot substitute somebody. Even P Square, I keep telling Nnamdi Kanu Square, P Square, no matter how identical they are, they cannot use each other's visa or passport to travel, even to Dubai. It will not work. They'll be pressed. They'll be
And send the first
Talking
one.
of bringing somebody from Sudan. Now you said Buhari is dead. Another thing is Jubril is dead. Now Abakari is dead. So Osibanjo is dead. And now Aisha is there with his
boyfriend.
Sugar boyfriend. All these, you keep changing narratives. We don't need all this nonsense. You are talking about Boko Haram and the Fulani herdsmen, or because first it was Boko Haram. You made a whole lot of noise. I send you reports, statistics. This is a modern day world where you deal with facts and figures. We don't talk bullshit. The statistics in the history of Boko Haram. Boko Haram has killed more Hausa Fulani, more Hausa people, more than Igbo Christians, and more than Igbo Easterners. Now, they are killing themselves. It's not our business. They created it. They know we all have our own conspiracy theory on how it started. It's not our business. The question you will ask yourself is this: how many Hausa Fulani are in the East? And measure it with how many Easterners are in the North. Now, before you throw a stone, don't live in a glass house. We have more, the whole of Southern Gary is bigger than Owerri Municipal. These people, who are the people staying there? They are the Igbo. Maduguri, even Zamfara State, the best Catholic church in Zamfara was built by Yarima, the former governor of Zamfara State. They have all those nonsense. It's not the issue. We have more Northerners, we have more Fulanis, we have more Igbos in the North than the vice versa. But the issue is that you keep changing narrative. When they catch you on this, you change to this. When they catch you, now let me wrap it up again. Fighting in Nnamdi Kanu doesn't mean fighting Biafra. We all need Biafra. What we only identified is that after 6-7 years, Nnamdi Kanu, we now sit back, went back to the drawing board. We discovered that he has forfeited, just like he was accusing Maso, a leader, that it has become an enterprise. That is the issue. How can you come to Afaruku? I don't even want to go to Afaruku. I was there under NTA. I saw what happened. Sonto, I'm giving names now. Go and watch Sonto's report when the live tweet, when the Operation Python dance. There was an Igbo soldier that was telling the boys when they were throwing stones in the government house. We didn't come for you. We just come for Python exploitation, which we have done in 6 geographical regions. Nnamdi Kanu knew that he violated the same force. He needed an action way, an escape route. But our problem is a lot of people are dying because of the passion they have for Biafra. But unfortunately, the Nnamdi Kanu is not interested. We have lost more people than even the so-called Boko Haram, Alamajiri, or whatever he called them, Nnamdi Kanu has, because of his stupidity, I will have to use that word, we have lost a lot of people, more than these 3 people combined. And nobody cares about that. Yes, we have the passion. Just like you rightly said at the beginning. It's easier to use people's passion and steal problems. It's creating a problem and using it to siphon money. Oh, the anniversary is coming. I was in Nigeria, December. I left Nigeria 28th of January. Those so-called anniversary, I saw them. These are these people in Ori. When they blocked Lagos, blocked the other side, they joined all these trailers to start coming to this. They are few in numbers. They don't mean to hurt anybody. But you people portray it. Have you ever known that when Izuchukwu, ABC Transport, the young load to go to Kano, to go to North, who are the people they are offloading there? They're the Igbos. If they take the same pictures and show, oh, the Igbos are coming to invade us, you are putting our people in harm's way. And that is why when they kill our noble Igbo people doing normal things in the North, we will end up killing 1 or 2 Aboki, that is. It doesn't, how many people are in the Igbo in the North? How many Igbos are in the northern part of the country? How many? The hotels there, who owns them? Igbos own even streets, estates in the North. And they are doing well. They are not complacent. Let me tell you again. He's telling you this bullshit of indigenous people. There is no country on earth that is homogeneous. Even the Jewish state is emulated. You have European Jews. You have Arab Israelis. You have every form of, even in US, you have Afro-Americans, Japanese Americans. You can never have
even the Native Americans are from different tribes.
All the logic, you keep changing narrative. The idea is to maintain the enterprise. By the time the first problem Nnamdi Kanu has is calling himself, or whoever giving that name, killed that struggle, supreme leader. Go to North Korea, know the meaning of supreme leader. Go to Iran, know the meaning of supreme leader. That is the problem with IPOD. Now, let me tell IPOD members, we fighting in Nnamdi Kanu or IPOD doesn't mean we love Biafra. We want Biafra. You people are not even looking for Biafra. Let me tell you, if you get Biafra today, Nnamdi Kanu will be the first to fight that Biafra. How do you get Biafra? I wish I will have time. I will tell you. We will use the Colonial model. We can use the Scottish model. We can use the English model. We can. Nobody in this modern time got independence without joining the political front.
Of course.
That we have told him Nnamdi Kanu time without number. Even before he got himself arrested. I use the word got himself arrested because he could have avoided it. There is no need sneaking into the country without getting stamped. Either you are using British passport or you are using Nigerian passport. It's so stupid for you to get into the country to border without getting stamped. I don't know, just like you rightly said, they made mistake charging him of treason. That alone could have given him jail time. They couldn't have even mentioned that of Biafran struggle. Now, Nnamdi Kanu, if you are looking for Biafra, it's very simple. Start from grassroots. It's very simple. Start from grassroots. Now, let me tell you how it works. People keep telling you, go and form your own. Tell us, if Nnamdi Kanu is not getting it, how do you get it? Let me tell you how to get it. Elections will soon be coming up. All you need to do in your village, the three political parties, major parties, ABGA, PDP, APC, make sure, start from your village, all the leaders are pro-Biafran people. So in case you lose this is the same way. Igbos don't know how to play politics. We enter politics with sentiment and passion. You struggle for power. You don't beg for power. This is exactly the nonsense Igbos have been doing. We don't beg for power. Oh, you have been ruling. Please give us some. No, you struggle for it. And for you to struggle, you should have the political muscle. It's as simple as that. Now, the way forward, instead of keep wasting your time talking. Now, make sure, start from your village. Who is the BAPC chairman in your village? Let it be a Biafran member. Who is the PDP chairman? Let it be a Biafran member. By the time you know it, in the next 4 years, you will end up producing 2 senators, two House of Assembly members, 2 governors. These are the people that can go out there, negotiate. If a senator arrives in any part of the country, he will be given an escort. He will be given an entourage. He is not coming as a person. Anywhere, even he can demand to sit from and queue and negotiate. We need to negotiate. You can't have a country by making noise on the internet. You can't have a country by sentiment. You can't have a country by creating imaginative violence. Oh, the Hausas are coming. The Fulanis are coming. The Jews are coming. How many people are they killed? They're killing themselves, their people, more than they are killing us. Then you have more Hausa Fulanis in the West more than in the East. I have never seen any Hausa Fulani even renting a 3-bedroom flat in Imo State or Abia State or even State. But we are the ones building the state, opening boreholes and selling to them. And they don't care. They are not making noise. When you see them carrying their cattle, since we were born, we should tell ourselves the truth. They have been wearing cattle. I'm not saying that it's a good thing, but it has been there. And now, you don't expect them to change it overnight. There should be modality. The same way we are ravaging their area, taking their land, building and buying. You can say, oh, you are buying. Yes, you have money to buy. But they don't have money to buy. That's why you see them in the bush with their cows. They don't have money to rent. That's why you see them. And the last time I checked, we are all still like one Nigeria. Again, I have to emphasize on this. Our problem is not how Fulani, it's not Yorubas. There is a general Western conspiracy against the Igbo people. We were never conquered. We were never overcome. They know that the moment we rise up, they are going down. So all we need to do is to go back, renegotiate with them, give them an offer they cannot refuse. And that's exactly what Kosovo did. That's what South Sudan did.
That was not what Kosovo did, my brother. Wait, the destruction of Yugoslavia was planned, though. From the moment.
I'm saying later Kosovo.
Okay.
Now, I'm not saying the old. I'm not saying what triggered the Second and the First World War. It's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that after so many years. It's just like when people talk about Mandela. I've been to South Africa more than 10 times. For people that know this. South Africa is even more now than ever. Mandela is a traitor. He's a betrayer.
Would they believe?
The same nonsense Zeke did. Whenever you start looking for, it's the same supreme nonsense. Supremism. They are the Zeke of Africa, Mandela of Africa. See how they ended up. They betrayed their people. If I go to South Africa,
my brother, wrap it up in 1 minute, please.
So anytime I talk about this issue, time is not enough.
Yeah.
My brothers, it's very simple. All you need to do, attacking Nnamdi Kanu doesn't mean we don't need Biafra. It means that we need Biafra more than each and every one of you. You are following him sheepishly. You will, and it's 1 hour. That is why it is Igbo Wednesday. Igbo Wednesday means is a compliment. It's not an insult because we ask questions, not go soldier go, soldier come.
Yes.
No. We ask questions. Why is this? What is the easiest way to do this? It's not about shedding blood. It's about each blood we take us to. Let me tell you, IPOB, under Nnamdi Kanu, has taken the Igbo course, the Biafran course, 10 steps backwards.
Of course. That one. Thank you so much. That was a good contribution from our brother, and the person that was asking why I took the call when I initially said I'm not going to take any call or Ghana my page. I know him, so I don't need all those cowards to come here and be making noise. If you want to come, you come on video. I know him. If I know who you are, I would bring you. I will take your audio calls. So my people, it's not as if I'm too much selective with who calls me and who doesn't. Hey, listen, my people. Nnamdi Kanu, forget this nonsense. Stop hiding from the curtain and stop using IPOB guys, especially these ignorant ones, to fight your battles. Come and step into the battlefield. And you can't do shit, I keep telling you. I am not Prophet Nwoko. You do nonsense, the government will take you, then I'll have the opportunity to deal with your family completely. Try it. You, of course, you know it's not between you and I, it's between you and the Nigerian government. Immediately like this. Immediately. You try it. Hey, you know, of course, you know that knives are out for you. You know the forces that are out to destroy. That's why I look at all these dummies here. Guys, hey, an attack on Nnamdi Kanu is not an attack on IPOB. Do the right thing. He is still going to use you to take money from politicians and tell you who to vote for. Why still telling you that it's about Biafra? So how about we stop this nonsense and build our place? Within Nigeria, we can still function as a people, okay? Thank you everyone for joining us today. The guys on YouTube, I thank you for joining. Thank you for your comment. Thank you so much for the thumbs up, okay? I will have to let you go now.